High school basketball is on the air.
Welcome back to the...
Hi, this is Larry Proaty. Talking to MHP is a certified public accounting firm located in high school basketball.
Welcome back to the 1480 K-Ray pregame show, along with me, Cheyenne Central Lady Indian head coach Zane Lindsay.
Points West Community Bank in Pine Bluffs wishes all the best to the Pine Bluffs Hornets in their quest for the state 1A 9-man football title.
High school basketball is on the air. It's more SWAC action on tap this evening as the high school basketball is on the air. It's more SWAC action on tap this evening as the Shiny Thunderbirds, along with the Lady T-Birds, entertain the Plainsmen and Lady Plainsmen from Laramie. High school hoops on 1480 K-Rays being brought to you by our fine sports sponsors. Now let's send it out to the Thunderdome, where it's going to be raucous this evening, and bring you tonight's games back to back. Chinese Lady T-Birds, the Lady Plainsmen of Laramie, followed up by the Plainsmen and the T-Birds. SWAC action live for you right here, right now with RJ Fox on 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
We'll see. We would like to welcome everyone, and boy, what a beautiful facility. Our first opportunity here to see this beautiful gymnasium. High school basketball on 1480 K-Ray is brought to you by Affordable Computer Repair, MHP LLP, Chick-fil-A, Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union, Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service, Page Lane at Number One Properties, Two Doors Down, Platte Valley Bank, The Gill Window Company, Fat Boys Tire and Auto, Burns Insurance Agency, First Tier Bank, Wyoming Department of Transportation, Kia of Cheyenne, Cheyenne Frontier Days, Cheyenne Regional Medical Center, Halliday Subaru in Motor City, FNBO, and we would like to give a special warm welcome to our brand new scoreboard sponsor, Pepsi of Cheyenne. I'm RJ Fox, and a good evening, everyone, as again we are at the rack on the campus of LCCC as we get set for the Hornets and the Bronx. It is going to be a dandy, a 2A, 3A matchup, but these teams, I think, are pretty well matched up evenly. The Pine Bluffs Hornets coming into this contest, they are out of the 2A East Conference, an overall record of 12-5. They are 1-0 in the conference. Their head coach, Lindsey Forbes. The Burns Lady Bronx, it has been kind of a tough transition for the Lady Bronx to come up into the 3A as they are a member of the 3A Southeast Conference, an overall record of 2-15, a conference record of 0-4. So we'll get back. We'll check the schedule for tonight and the upcoming weekend as we get set for high school basketball. And, of course, we'll be joined by my play-by-play partner, Caleb Berggraf, who is a bit on the busy side. For those who don't know, Caleb's full-time gig, he is the sports information director for Laramie County Community College, and he has been designated as the liaison between the college and both Burns and Pine Bluff. So he has been just a little on the busy side, to say the least. We'll be back after a 2-minute timeout, a 2-minute break. You are listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
Hi, this is Larry Proative talking about affordable computer repair. Lanny at Affordable Computer Repair in Cheyenne reminds you whenever your personal computer, laptop, or iPad is not performing to your standards, then it's time to call Affordable Computer Repair in Cheyenne at 307-256-8971 and let Lanny's many years of experience fix or address the problems that may exist. Also, watch out for those bad elements out there to harm your computer. Affordable Computer Repair is the perfect choice to consult you on the proper maintenance for your systems. Remember, it's Affordable Computer Repair in Cheyenne. Please call 256-8971. MHP is a certified public accounting firm located in both Cheyenne and Fort Collins, offering accounting, tax, and consulting services to businesses, not-for-profit, government, and individual clients. MHP takes pride in their commitment to providing close, personal attention to their clients. They also continue to invest time and resources in continuing education, state-of-the-art computer technology, and valuing their relationships with you. MHP is a proud supporter of local and UW athletics. MHP, check them out at their new location at 1509 Bent Avenue in historic downtown Cheyenne, or call 634-2151.
the Recreation Athletics Complex, the RAC. So now we got the full thing on it, but it is on the campus of LCCC. Let me tell you, beautiful place, beautiful facility. This floor looks awesome, and the one thing, you get these girls, it's kind of an oddity. You get these girls out of their home gymnasiums, where the home gymnasiums are kind of small. Yeah, the girls look small now. The gymnasium's big, and now the girls look small. All right, let's check out the schedule for today in girls basketball, as there are several games on tap. Green River will be taking on Jackson. That one tips off at 6 o'clock. That is 4A action. Rollins and Glenrock goes at 5:30. That's a 3A conference game. In 2A, Wyoming Indian is at Shoshone at 5:30, and Tongue River at Bighorn at 6:30. That's a conference game. Big one on the north end of the state. In 1A, Meeteetse and Burlington will hook up. Burlington is the number 4 rated in the state. They are pretty. Actually, that is a final. Burlington 2, Meeteetse 0. That one is a forfeit. In interclass action, of course, we've got Burns and Pine Bluffs here from the RAC. Riverside is at Grable. And out-of-state opponents, Rangeley, Colorado is at Little Snake River tonight. Ridgemont, South Dakota is at Hewlett, and Ridge County, Utah is at Big Piney. In other action coming up tomorrow, that's when a lot of conference games are going to get underway. In 4A, Thunder Basin is at Cheyenne South. As Campbell County, it will be at Cheyenne Central. We'll have that contest for you tomorrow night here on 1480 K-Ray. Campbell County rated number 3 in the state, Cheyenne Central at number 1. Sheridan will be at Cheyenne East tomorrow night. That is number 4 Sheridan at number 2 Cheyenne East. So, and if you want girls basketball action, some of the best teams are playing tomorrow night here in the capital city. Kelly Walsh is at Evanston tomorrow night. Riverton is at Natrona. Star Valley at Rock Springs. In Class 3A, Newcastle will be in Burns to take on these Burn Broncs. Lovell is at number 1 Pinedale. Douglas at Rollins. Cody is at Mountain View. Wheatland at Buffalo. Powell is at Lyman. Worland is at Lander. In 2A, it is Kimmerer at Shoshone. Moorcroft at Sundance. Tongue River takes on Rocky Mountain. Thermopolis at Big Piney. Wyoming Indian at Wind River. So a lot of games getting underway tomorrow night, this weekend, as we are into the meat, what I would call the meat of the conference schedule for all these teams, as you get through the month of February, and then you're going to start looking at regional tournaments, and then, of course, state tournament going on in Casper. For the 4A, the East Regional is here in Cheyenne. And, of course, we'll have all of those contests involving Cheyenne South boys and girls, Cheyenne East boys and girls, and Cheyenne Central boys and girls. We'll have all of those games for you right here on 1480 K-Ray. We'll get back, and we will set the starting lineups for you as we get set. It is the Burns Lady Broncs and the Pine Bluffs Lady Hornets coming to you from the RAC at LCCC. Back in 2 minutes. You're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
Since 1992, I've taken quite a few of the Proetti family vehicles to have them serviced at Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. This is Larry Proetti from the Morning Pro Shop on KYOI-FM, inviting you to come to locally owned and operated Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service at 604 West Lincoln Way. I can tell you everything that needed to be serviced or fixed. John and his professional staff have been there to take care of those minor annoyances so they don't multiply into bigger problems. For example, regular oil changes, replacing a heating and air conditioning unit, shocks, windshield wipers, batteries, even replacing the bulbs in my headlights and my brake lights. But the most important feature at Cars is that John is a TechNet professional, which says he is one of the best and trusted in the country to do service on your vehicle. Open Monday through Friday. Stop by to 604 West Lincoln Way or call for an appointment at 632-0498. Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. Lunch and dinner each Monday through Saturday. And at Chick-fil-A, they don't have to stray from their menu. They're proud of what they do all the time. Chicken. Check them out online at CheyenneChicken.com and have them cater your next event. Use the convenient drive-thrus, come inside, or use the Chick-fil-A app to do your next order. Chick-fil-A at Windmill and Delrange. Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union is now offering a simple way to help make your money work for you. Meridian Trust will now pay 4% interest on their Max Rewards free checking accounts with balances up to $25,000 per month. Get all the details at mymeridiantrust.com or stop by your local Meridian Trust branch with 3 locations in Cheyenne. 4349 East Lincoln Way, 1602 East Prairie Avenue, and downtown at 2223 Warren Avenue. Right now is the perfect time to become a Meridian Trust member. Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union, where your deposits are safely insured by the NCUA. Be sure to stop in today.
Wonderful rendition of the national anthem. Now Burns a little short on players. They have got a couple of players not dressed for this contest as they've been a bit on the injured side. Irene Nadler, Lane Bybee, Bryn Bach, Josie Barrett, and I'm waiting for some players to move. For Pine Bluffs, they'll come out with Avery Gray, Reese Graves, Avery Sweeter, Jessica Hoffman, and the last time we saw the Pine Bluffs Lady Hornets, they were a pretty impressive ball club. They've got some good height. They've got some good shooting. They've got some good ball handling. So again, the starters for Pine Bluffs: Bach, Barrett, Lakin, Bybee, and Madler. Pine Bluffs, the visiting team. For the Lady Hornets, it's Thurin, Graves, Gray, Hoffman, and Sweeter. Into the middle, it'll be Hoffman jumping center against Josie Barrett. Pine Bluffs in their white home uniforms with the orange numerals, black trim, as this tip is controlled by Pine Bluffs. And here come the Lady Hornets out on top. There's Thurin. She'll go far side. They try to go inside to Hoffman. Pass is going to be just out of her reach. Goes out of bounds. It will belong to the Pine Bluffs Lady Hornets. And now Pine Bluffs already in the full court pressure type defense. And it is man-to-man. Barrett will inbound for the Bronx. Got it ahead to Lakin. Lakin back to Barrett. Barrett gets it across half court, down into the lane. Pass is going to be tipped away. Ball's loose, and Pine Bluffs will come out with it as Thurin. Across the L-Trip logo. Gets it down to Gray. Gray tried to dump that one inside as Pine Bluffs trying to work the ball down into Jessica Hoffman. She is the wheel in the offense. It'll be Pine Bluffs ball underneath their own end. Get it into Hoffman. Hoffman from the free throw line won't go. Rebound Pine Bluffs. Burns. Out comes Barrett with the basketball. She'll now hold it up. Take it out between the loops, top of the key. That pass is going to be picked off by Gray. Gray down the lane, uncontested, and Avery Gray has got the first points of this contest. 2-0. Burns down in a hurry. They get it off to Josie Barrett, and Barrett from about 6 feet away from the baseline will get that one to go. And we are tied at 2. Just underway from the rack at LCCC. Pine Bluffs with the basketball. Graves for three. Count it. Five to 2. Pine Bluffs with the lead. And now the pass from the free throw line is going to be tipped away. Ball's loose. Burns will come out with the loose basketball. Get it ahead to Bybee. Bybee going to turn, spin, and a whistle. That one is going to go against McKenna Thurin. That'll be her first. Our score is still 5-2. It'll be Pine Bluffs, or Burns basketball rather, underneath their own end. They'll kick it out to Lakin. Lakin down into the corner. There's a shot for the corner by Barrett. Won't go. Air ball. Pine Bluffs out in a hurry, and with the fast break bucket, Avery Gray will make it 7-2. And now up the near sideline, there's some bumping going on. Madler had it, lost it, dribbled it on the end line. Pine Bluffs will get it on the turnover. Reese Graves will trigger it in for the Lady Hornets. Dump that one right into Hoffman. Hoffman's shot won't go, and a whistle.
Tell you what, Burns, they started out kind of keeping pace with them on defense for the first 60 seconds of this one, but Pine Bluffs just starting to establish themselves with the pressure.
Yeah, Pine Bluffs, they lay it on, and then you got Hoffman. Makes the first one. The opportunities for Jessica Hoffman to play at the next level are there. She's got a lot of folks who are interested in her talent.
Oh, when you got size, needs to work on the outside shooting a little bit, that mid-range a little bit, but has some good moves down in the post. I know she's definitely somebody that, like you said, is probably going to start at a JUCO. It would be the early guess, but I know that Wyoming JUCOs have got to be looking at her saying, man, I can work with that and build into it.
Absolutely. As this ball knocked out of bounds, last touch by Pine Bluff, so Burns side out from the far side. My goodness, it is a long ways away in this gymnasium. There is a three-pointer up and good, Bryn Bach.
You act like that's a bad thing. This is
it's
point nightly, man. Come on.
It's nice. This is awesome. 9-5 your score. 5:26 to go here on the Pepsi scoreboard as Pine Bluffs with the basketball. And this is, again, something that is going to be interesting to watch. There are 2 3-point lines.
As you say that.
Yeah, that one attempted by Thurin and by Gray, and she went from the far side.
Well, the tough thing here is a basket made by Burns.
Yeah, Josie Barrett knocked that one home, making 9-7.
The tough thing here, as Story, at least the two lines, one is black, one's white. So
right.
There is a differential between it if you're a player there at Story. Here, they're both black.
They're both black. Yeah, and really for the high school, the inner circle is the one you want.
Yep. Although on the flip side of things, the one nice thing about this gym, and I know a lot of players come in, the lighting in this gym makes shooting so much easier. This is one of the best lit gyms right now in pretty much the state, honestly.
Yeah, it is something else, as that turnover on the drive by Barrett will give it back to Pine Bluffs.
I've had so many photographers come in here and just be like, man, I don't have to adjust my F settings or
nothing,
anything.
Yeah.
Like, just come in and shoot.
Yep. Avery Barrett got that one into Avery Sweeter, and Avery Sweeter will knock home the short jumper. It is now 11-7.
Well, this is something I'm curious about, too. The length of this court is longer than either one that Burns or Pine Bluffs play on. You got about another 10 feet, 15 feet that you got to deal with compared to the high school courts.
Right.
That's going to be interesting to see how that affects these teams coming back and forth, and especially a team like Pine Bluffs that can't. You notice they haven't pressed a whole lot in this game, and I think part of that could be trying to save. You have so much more space to work with coming up the court. The presses might not work as well.
Yeah, we're going to check the cardio really fast on this one. I know that I would only have to travel about half court on this thing, and that'd probably be winded.
We did a scrimmage with the girls in January here, and I may or may not have looked up after 2.5 minutes and said, that's just 2.5 minutes?
Just 2.5 minutes. As into the lane, shot up, no good. Burns with the rebound. That is Barrett. Barrett down quickly. Going to kick this one out to Eklund, Shanessa Eklund, and a travel. So the turnover. Not a conference game, but just the proximity of Burns and Pine Bluff says, yeah, there's some bragging rights.
And especially with Burns moving up to 3A, no, that's going to be a big question for a lot of people is how can they handle the 3A level, especially when you look at it like there's a group coming up for Burns though that's going to be exciting. I think talking to the ADs, they're looking at doing this twice next year.
Yeah, as that pass is going to be off the hip of Bryn Bach. Loose ball tied up, and they are going to say jump ball, and Bach injured on that.
And it was also interesting talking with the AD over at Burns. He was saying, if this goes well, and if we get a good enough crowd, which you look at the crowd, this is a solid crowd to start things off, and we haven't even hit the guys game yet.
Yeah, no.
He said if this goes well, we might be reaching out and talking about the regional championships.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
The regional tournament next time they host in about 3 years.
That would be awesome. The facility's got the locker rooms to handle it, so yeah.
Question would just come down to conference play for the Golden Eagles. Like, yeah, you just got to get in touch now on that. Like,
yeah.
Start that in the planning now.
Plant that seed now, and that pass dumped into Gray. Gray shot is going to be partially blocked, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Burns. So Pine Bluffs basketball as they will kick this one back to Hoffman. Hoffman will kick it over, 3-point up and good. Ailey Comer.
Through the mask, no less.
Yeah.
Must have gotten a broken nose at some point in time on the season, but
yeah, and there is a foul on the drive. No, they're going to say the offensive charge.
I think an elbow came out.
Yeah, so Lane Bybee will get the foul for Burns. That is now 3, and it will be side out to Pine Bluffs.
That is her second foul of the game.
Into the lane, should have took the shot, didn't take the shot, tried to do the pass, turned it over, but stealing it right back is Avery Gray. Gray gives it off to Comer. Comer for 3, won't go. Rebound Burns. The Lady Broncs coming in just 2-15, 0-4 in conference play. So they're looking for a win, and what sweeter win can you get than one against your closest proximity rival?
This is a team, like I said, trying to be patient. They got a group of girls coming up at the junior high level, according to a couple of their staff down there on the bench that are some 6-footers, and one that they were telling me they got some all-state hopes for her coming in as a freshman.
So here's Barrett for 3 for Pine Bluffs. Count it.
That was the Broncs.
Yeah, for Burns, and Barrett already was 7.
She's carrying this Broncs team right now.
14-10 on the Pepsi scoreboard. Gray on the baseline will kick this one out. There's the 3-pointer up, out, in and out by Comer. Rebound is going to be grabbed by Hoffman. She'll just spin right into the lane and lay it up.
She's put on. She knows that L Trip coach is sitting over there at half court right now.
Absolutely.
Watching her.
Yeah,
she's putting on a show right now. Tell you what,
Lakin on the near side gives it off to Barrett. Barrett into the corner. Jen stepped on the inline.
Good job walling up there by Gray. Kind of forced things outside and didn't let them have any space, and then that got everything kind of congested when they couldn't finish the drive underneath the basket. Yeah. 2 players kind of side by side there on that end line forced the turnover. Good just defensive awareness to use the end line as a second defender.
16-10 your score. Pine Bluffs with the lead. We've got 30 seconds here on the Pepsi scoreboard, first quarter. Tried to dop that one down. That is going to be over everybody's head. Intended for Comer. They're going to say last touch by Burns. So Pine Bluffs to trigger it in. And threw it away.
Pine Bluffs almost seems to be the team that is, I don't want to say 16 points in a high school game is not struggling, but they almost seem to be the team that's having more miscommunications and kind of trouble in this game than Burns is right now, kind of not handling maybe the environment. It is a big space.
There's a shot for three by Barrett. Won't go. Rebound Burns. Back to Barrett. She'll drive into the lane, put it up off the glass. Still won't go. Fight for the rebound. Burns will get it and a whistle. With just 5.4 to go. Headed to the line for Burns will be Kennedy Lakin. She'll have a pair. First one is off the back of the iron, no good. Stesha Tiedemann checking in for Burns. Second shot from Lakin. Can't hit either one of them. And here comes Pine Bluffs with 10 seconds, under 10, and that will end the quarter. So Pine Bluffs had the opportunity to get the shot at the end of the break, can't get it done. After one, it is Pine Bluffs 16, Burns 10. We're back after a 30-second timeout. You're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
Overnight stays, weekend getaways, or last-minute vacations. However you choose to get away, earn double rewards on your travel purchases with your Platte Valley Bank Rewards credit card. Earning is twice as nice on hotels, airlines, car rentals, and more, now through December 31st. As always, earn 1 point per dollar spent on everything else, plus no annual fee. Apply now at pvbank.com and start earning double today.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC. Subject to credit approval, certain restrictions apply. Special offer only valid on consumer rewards credit card.
Fox back the rack. Burns and Pine Bluffs. Our first of two on this Thursday night. Boys game will follow. And then, of course, we jump into the 4A action tomorrow night as we go to Cheyenne Central, as they'll be taking on Campbell County. And on Saturday afternoon, we'll be at the Thunderdome, Cheyenne East, as they'll be taking on Campbell County. Pine Bluffs in their purple unis with the gold numerals, white trim. It will be Lady Hornets basketball to start this second quarter of play. They will get it into Thurin. Thurin swings it around to Gray. Gray, top of the key. Now will back it off. Gives it back to Thurin, who thought about the three. Now we'll swing it into Grays. Pass intended for Gray is going to be picked off by Barrett. Barrett down the length of the floor and will bank it in.
Man, 9 of the 12 points when 75% of your offense has come from one player. It's not a bad thing, but I'm sure coaching staff would love to see a few more players getting involved for Burns early.
Absolutely. As that one,
Hoffman. Big old 32 again.
Again. Jessica Hoffman. She is a load. Looks like that pass intended for I don't know who, but it was headed for the exit door the last time we saw the basketball. It'll be Pine Bluffs ball, as they'll have the length of the floor to travel. Javia Lerwick into the ball game for Burns. Bringing it up for the Lady Hornets. Off to Avery Gray. Gray. She kind of strikes me as kind of the X factor.
Absolutely.
For this Pine Bluffs team.
She is, and I'll tell you what, only a sophomore, she's already getting the attention. You talk about the coaching staff over there on the far sideline for El Tripp. She is one of the players that they've got circled for 3 years from now, saying if she continue, again, it's not a guaranteed thing. You still got to improve.
Right.
But if she can step up and continue to improve her game already as a sophomore, she's getting some looks from them. If you know if the coaching staff here in El Tripp is, at some point in time, the rest of the state's going to start taking notice of her once you get to junior and senior year.
Absolutely. First shot is good. Second one, not so much. Reese Graves nailing 1 out of 2 to make it 19-12. Burns with the basketball, again running into that pressure, got it through. Now they will shoot it ahead. There is a three-pointer up off the back of the iron by Lerwick. Rebounded, long rebound, comes right back to the Bronx. Give it off to Barrett. Barrett will drive, shoot from the free throw line, won't go, but a whistle.
I'll tell you what, you talk about that full court press, just like I was kind of thinking, the extra space, Burns actually doing a good job of taking advantage of it against that pressure. As long as you keep yourself calm and realize you got 10 seconds and a lot of space, and as long as the other two people that are helping you bring it up move,
yeah,
they'll be able to handle it.
So Hoffman got the personal foul. Team's first in this quarter. Barrett gives it around to Lakin. Lakin swings it to Lerwick. Lerwick on the elbow, stops her dribble, tried to hand it off to Barrett. Ball comes loose, knocked out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Burns. Lerwick needed to get rid of it and probably picked her dribble up a little too soon. Avery Gray brings it up for the Lady Hornets. Comes near side to Reese Graves. Graves around through the top of the key, headed down the lane. Ball is going to be tapped away by Bryn Bach. They're going to say last touch, though, by Pine Bluffs. So Burns going to get the turnover.
Like I said, it's not that Pine Bluffs is playing poorly, but they're not necessarily making Burns work.
Yeah, they're not hitting on all cylinders.
No, you can tell that they're just a little bit, it's like our men's team up at Gillette last night on Tuesday night. There's just a little bit off.
Just a hair off. Bryn Bach with the ball for Burns, gives it off to Barrett. Barrett trapped, now will get it across half court as she slips it ahead to Lerwick. Top of the key to Medley. Maya Medley into the ball game. There is a shot up, no good by Bach, rebounded by Hoffman, and Burns unable to convert. Pine Bluffs with the ball. Graves, shot for three by Thurin, won't go. Rebound, Gray, back to Thurin. Back to Gray. Gray on the elbow. Brings it out top of the key and resets the Pine Bluffs offense. Ball's going to be stolen away by Bryn Bach. Bach will drive the length of the floor and put it up and in.
That's going to force a timeout.
Absolutely. 19-14 is your score as the Lady Bronx hanging around. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
Suddenly it's all so clear with Gill Windows.
The Gill Window Company in Cheyenne is a family-owned local window supplier that's been servicing Cheyenne and the area for over 30-plus years. If you're looking for replacement windows, sliding patio doors, or custom windows, the Gill Window Company is the perfect choice. Call 307-778-3037.
Suddenly it's all so clear with Gill Windows.
R.J. Fox, along with Caleb Berggraff, back at the rack. LCCC, where Pine Bluffs leading Burns now 19-14. It will be Pine Bluffs ball out of the break. They'll go far side. Over to Thurin. Thurin looking, nothing happening. Gives it off to Bruns. Bruns swings it over, a three-pointer up, no good by Comer. And Burns comes up with the rebound. There is Josie Barrett. Barrett down the lane, up with the left hand, can't get it to go. Rebound Hoffman. She'll clear it out for the Lady Hornets. Gives it off to Graves. Graves up the far side. They'll come near side to Thurin. Dump it into Hoffman, who is like triple teamed, and a whistle.
I couldn't tell, honestly, if that was a three-point shot she was attempting that got tipped or if it was a pass into Hoffman, but either way it works out.
So Kennedy Lakin picks up her first. Second team foul on the Bronx. That's going to send Jessica Hoffman to the line. First shot is good.
7 points for Hoffman. She started to really take control of this game. She got half of the offense almost for the Hornets. We mentioned it. She's really kind of her improvement over the course of the early part of the season, from when we first saw her to this game. Not that she was bad in the first game that we saw her, but she's really gotten a lot stronger at the essentials for being a big.
A fight for the rebound. A whistle. Reese Graves will collect the personal for Pine Bluffs. That will be the second team foul this quarter. Burns with the basketball. Barrett shoots it ahead to Madler. Madler brings it back to Barrett. Barrett into the lane with the left hand. Kicks it out to Medley. Medley shot off the side of the iron. Rebounded by Pine Bluffs. Comer down quickly. Gives it off to Hoffman. Swings it around far side to Thurin. Thurin. Top of the key to Graves. Graves back to Thurin. Thought about the three. Now inside to Graves. Graves on the baseline. Back to Thurin. And now the Hornets will reverse it. Thurin, top of the key. Into the lane, looking for somebody. Finally gives it off to Graves. Graves swings it around to Bruns. Back to Thurin. Thurin. Three-pointer up, no good by Comer. Rebound, grabbed by Medley. She'll give it off to Barrett as Burns comes up with the basketball. Back to Medley. They get it across half court. Bach for three. Ooh, too strong, but she is going to be fouled. And Jessica Hoffman will collect her second. That's the one thing Pine Bluffs has got to be careful of, is Hoffman in foul trouble. Can't help you if she's sitting on the bench.
Although it does help when you can bring in another 6-footer in Avery Sweeter as a junior.
Yeah. It's not like they lose a whole bunch.
And as we said before, Gray can always sub in there too, and she can play a little bit of the 5 for you if necessary. She's a better 4, but she can play the 5.
Burns basketball. They get it in to Barrett. Barrett back to Bach. Bach, she'll make the run in one-hander, won't go, and again a whistle.
Seeing Burns starting again. The team that has taken most advantage of the extra space has been Burns so far, whether it's bringing the ball up the court or whether it's moving around this Pine Bluffs team.
So Thurin collects her second. At the line will be Bryn Bach, makes the first one.
And that's the tough thing about it's the extra 6-7 feet that you have from half court to the top of the three-point line. Pine Bluffs is just getting stretched out by that whenever Burns pulls the ball near half court.
Bach nails them both. 20-16, the lead's whittled down to 4. Pine Bluffs with the lead and the ball. As Bruns will go far side to Thurin. Thurin will drive the baseline. Back to Bruns. Kicks it off to Sweeter. Sweeter, she'll put it up off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound grab, going to be put back in by Allie Comer.
Tough luck for the Bronx. That bounced off of 2 of them, but there was just lightning coming right at them, and they just weren't able to get the hands up in time.
Medley gets it down. Eklund all by herself as Burns breaks the press. All that room.
You read my mind, and I feel like I'm turning into a broken record. That has to be the biggest thing that Pine Bluffs has to react to, is you don't have the extra time to get back.
Nope, you sure don't. 22-18 on the Pepsi scoreboard. We're back to the rack at LCCC in 30 seconds. Listening to high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
At Fat Boys Tire and Auto, our business is about more than just selling tires and fixing cars. We believe in faith, family, and community. The Fat Boys family has been serving Wyoming and Nebraska for over 50 years, and 3 generations later, our values have never changed. When you need tires or auto repairs, find the Fat Boys, and we'll treat you like family. Fat Boys Tire and Auto in Cheyenne, Laramie, Scottsbluff, and Wheatland. Get price quotes and schedule service at fatboystires.com.
R.J. Fox, Caleb Bergraff back at the rack. I just look, man. When they sell you a bucket of popcorn here, they sell you a bucket of popcorn.
You ain't seen the pizzas yet.
Oh, man. Gray with the shot up, no good. Fight for the rebound and a whistle.
It's a shout out to the L Trip Dining Services on that one. When they took over and when they said, "Hey, we'll run the snack shack," I was kind of like, "Okay, it'll be nice." No, man. The nachos, the pizza, the hot dogs are some of the best hot dogs you'll find. They held up to their word in a big way. Shout out Sean Eby.
As that ball is going to be knocked out of bounds, they're going to it's last touched by Pine Bluffs, so ball will go to Burns as Josie Barrett will trigger it in.
By the way, I also figured out why Pine Bluffs might be a little bit nervous. The governor's watching now.
I was going to say, yeah, the governor's in the house.
Got the Wyoming.
That one is going to be fought down. Bribe, you had it. Now you're going to get a traveling call.
At the Wyoming Association of Community College Trustees or something like that. WACCT. I'm sure it's something in there, but I know it's the Community College Board, basically. All of them are up in the Champions Lounge right now. It was not intentional to have them here for this game, but when they said, "Hey, we got a game going on," open up the garage doors. Let's watch a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Shot up by Avery Gray, not going to go, and Burns is going to come up with the basketball. Now you're going to get a foul on Pine Bluffs, as it looks like Allie Comer will collect her first.
And I'll say this, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of meeting going on up there right now.
No.
It's probably early. It just hit 6 o'clock, so, I mean, hey, they got time. But
so that's 5 fouls on Pine Bluffs. That means Burns is going to be shooting free throws. Josie Barrett at the line. That first one in and out, no good.
Bronx, to their credit, they have really impressed me so far in this one and their ability to keep pace in this game.
Not only keep pace, but they seem to be handling the full court pressure fairly well. But I'm wondering, how much does this larger floor play into that?
And also, the other question is, they don't have the depth of bench that Pine Bluffs has. At some point in time, you talk about the larger floor. The other impact of that we talked about earlier is fatigue.
Long ways from one end to the other.
And that could start coming to bite them in the second half.
Pine Bluffs with the basketball, 22-18. Lady Hornets with the lead. Over on the far side, that's Katie Bruns. Bruns going to dump that one down into Sweeter. Sweeter double-teamed. Now we'll kick it back out. Gives it off to Thurin. Thurin drives, looking inside, trying to get it into Gray. Gray working hard in the post, trying to get loose, but making in the steal was Josie Barrett. And now it's going to be stolen back by Gray. Gray, as they'll go to Thurin, she'll put up the three off the side of the iron, no good. Rebound fought for. Coming up with it is Pine Bluffs. That's Gray. Her shot no good, put back no good, and a whistle. That one is going to go on Josie Barrett. That'll be her second. At the line for Pine Bluffs will be Avery Gray, as she will make the first. She's got one more coming, as Reese Graves checks in for Pine Bluffs. She'll replace Thurin. Second shot rims out, but collecting the rebound is Graves, and Pine Bluffs will retain possession. Swinging around, three-pointer up too long, as that one just kind of airballed everything.
Man, this is the other interesting thing. Pine Bluffs was being really aggressive going inside the first quarter and to start the second quarter. They're settling for too many threes.
23-18 your score. Burns with the basketball, as that ball is going to be knocked loose. Madler had it knocked loose. Ball flies in the air. Now you got a whistle.
And meanwhile, on the other side, Burns, especially now that they see the foul count, they're being more aggressive on the attacks inside.
Reese Graves will collect her second. At the line for Burns is Alina Eklund. Misses the first one. She'll get one more. That one off the back of the iron, no good, and Pine Bluffs will come up with a rebound. That's Avery Gray. Gray gets it across half court. Shot it down low. There's a shot up, no good by Reese Graves, and ball knocked out of bounds and a whistle. Now they're just going to say ball last touch by Pine Bluffs. Well, Burns basketball, and again, Pine Bluffs working man-to-man, full court. Burns gets it into Bach. Bach ahead to Medley. Medley across half court. Down into the corner for Tidyman. Shot up, no good. Rebound, Burns. There's the putback. That won't go. Rebound, Barrett of Burns, and you're going to get a jump ball. As Burns tied up with Katie Bruns. Possession arrow pointing towards Pine Bluffs. With a second to go, shot from half court won't go. At the half, the Pepsi scoreboard showing Pine Bluffs 23, Burns 18. It has been a dandy from the rack at LCCC, the Lady Bronx, the Lady Hornets. We're back after a 2-minute timeout, a 2-minute break. You're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
At Fat Boys Tire and Auto, our business is about more than just selling tires and fixing cars. We believe in faith, family, and community. The Fat Boys family has been serving Wyoming and Nebraska for over 50 years, and 3 generations later, our values have never changed. When you need tires or auto repairs, find the Fat Boys, and we'll treat you like family. Fat Boys Tire and Auto in Cheyenne, Laramie, Scotts Bluff, and Wheatland. Get price quotes and schedule service at fatboystires.com.
Wyoming owned and operated since 1971, Burns Insurance is Wyoming's right choice for your insurance needs. Burns Insurance is a trusted choice, full-service, independent insurance agency offering a full range of commercial, agricultural, and personal insurance products through many national and regional carriers. Let our friendly, experienced agents help you find the right product at the right price for your asset protection. Buy the policy, get the agent at Burns Insurance, your right choice. Find Burns Insurance on Facebook or at burnsia.com.
At First Tier Bank, we strive to keep it simple. We offer great rates on a variety of CDs, and we don't make you open other accounts, or be a new customer, or use your debit card 12 times a month, or have a direct deposit to get them. We leave that nonsense to the new big green bank in town, or some colorful credit union. At First Tier, we simply invite you to come on in and call either of our 2 Cheyenne locations and get a great rate on a CD that fits your needs. Simple, the way it should be. First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, or 18th and Cary in downtown Cheyenne. Member FDIC.
RJ Fox, Caleb Berggraf back at the rack.
Isn't that so fun to say?
What a great host LCCC is.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I was going to say, I gave you credit where credit is due. You were appointed like the official liaison.
I have been put in charge. I didn't expect to be put in charge. I'm kind of proud of the fact that it is. They're giving me more stuff than I expected to do.
You know what? You're doing a great job. You are just outstanding.
You're not biased, though. You know, it's not like you have a bias to try and booze to me.
No, I know there'll be a payoff at the end of the night when I got to pack all this stuff back out to my truck.
Oh, baby. We'll see what I can do. I might help.
Oh, man. So, for the Burns Bronx, and you look at the records, Burns comes into this one at 2-15. Pine Bluffs comes in 12-5. And you're kind of thinking, well, Pine Bluffs just kind of stopped. Really, Burns has hung in pretty tough.
Absolutely, and like I said, I think it's adapting to the new situation better. Pine Bluffs, they've had spurts, but when they've had their best opportunities has been when they've gone to what suits them best, which is going inside. But then the full court press, not as effective at the high school level when you're playing on a big court. It's kind of like at state. You go to state, you can't full court press as much just because the quality against you is better, but also
there's so much. But yeah, when you get to state, you play at in Casper at Sweet Erickson Gym,
Yep.
And that's a pretty good size floor.
Yep, same thing as this one.
And then you go over to the Casper Event Center, and that thing looks like it's in a cavern, you know. And there's like no ends, you know, not much for sides. So, yeah, the floors look huge.
And then the other thing, so the full court press has been part of it, but the other thing is Burns, it feels like they just came here and said, hey, this is a home game. Let's treat it like our home court. And the other thing that they've done in that regard is they are starting to adapt to the space and using that. You've noticed they are the first team that has been backing the ball. And when they back it out, Pine Bluffs will back it out 2-3 feet from the three-point line.
Right.
Because they're used to that.
Right.
Because that's what you got in your home gym.
Because that's about the distance you're used to working with. Yeah.
Burns, on the other hand, they're pulling it 2-3 feet from the half-court stripe when they pull it out. That has done a good job of stretching the Pine Bluffs defense out a little bit. And you've noticed that they have been able to take advantage, and that's exactly how you've really seen Josie Barrett be able to find some space inside, is she's been able to cut. And the other thing, now Pine Bluffs is having to pay a lot of attention to her, which means you don't have another person. Now 4 people having to cover that space instead of 5 people having to cover that space. It's started to get other people opportunities. Now, Burns has to find more offense from more than 3 people.
Yeah.
You are not going to win this game with just 3 people.
No, and you look down the scorebook right now, Josie Barrett, who is their leading scorer, by the way, leads them with 9, Bryn Bach with 7, Elena Eklund with 2. That's it. The Bronx put up 10 in the first, 8 in the second, have 18 here at the break. For Pine Bluffs now, Jessica Hoffman spent a portion of that second quarter on the bench after picking up her second personal foul. But she still leads the Lady Hornets in scoring with 7. And then you just got a whole bunch of folks. You got Avery Gray with 5, Allie Comer with 5, McKenna Thurin with 3, Avery Sweeter's got a pair, and Reese Graves with 1. The Lady Hornets scoring 16 in the first quarter, just 7 in the second. And really, I thought Burns did a pretty good job of just holding their own.
Absolutely they did. I think that was something that, with this Burns team right now, if you can stay within 2 possessions going to the fourth quarter, you're going to have a shot.
Yeah, I think you're in business. You got a shot at this one. More folks still filing in, and there's still room for more if you're catching this not only on our, of course, on 1480 K-Ray, but on our YouTube stream.
And by the way, it's free. The Burns athletic director I was asking, do you need a table set up for taking attendance or taking tickets or anything like that? And he said, no, we want people to come here and enjoy this one. We want people here. So if you're worried about having to pay money to come in, the only thing that will cost you is concessions. And as I said before, the concessions is you might as well come have dinner here.
You know what? I will. Yeah. Because I'm saying here going, it's going to cost you nothing to get in the door. You get some pretty good basketball, small town basketball, which I love.
Yep.
And the concessions is just wow.
And if you hit the right point, you can get a front row seat, and those front row seats are padded and cushy and very, very suave.
Ooh.
I'm surprised there's as many open on the far side as there are.
Yeah. Me too.
And there's seat backs all around too. I caught somebody in the parking lot bringing in his folding chair to put in bleachers.
You're not going to need that.
You can take that back to your truck.
Yeah, you're not going to need it. I have seen that, and in East, at Central, the South, people packing in their chairs, and it's like, nah, you're not going to need them here. And you know what? There's a pretty cushy little press area.
Isn't it? I try to take care of my peeps.
Is this just like, Caleb's Corner? Is that what this is?
I had somebody, one of the women's basketball players, I need to bug her about it again, but she wanted to get this and put some, butcher paper on the front that said Caleb's Roost. It's like, the bird's nest.
The bird's nest, there you go. From the Racketell trip, it is 23-18 at the half. The Burns Lady Bronx and the Pine Bluffs Lady Hornets. We're back after a 2-minute timeout. You're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
Far from ordinary and very capable, the new 2025 Kia Seltos is here and ready to take you through any season in style. I'm AJ Miller with Kia of Cheyenne, and it's time to experience the many features of the 2025 Kia Seltos. An available powerful turbocharged engine, 8-speed automatic transmission, adaptive all-wheel drive, to name a few. See the value for the money with the Kia Seltos at Kia of Cheyenne. Call 775-0123 or go to kiaofcheyenne.com and we'll make it easy.
That's the sound of a Mountain Dew. And that's you enjoying its refreshing citrus kick. That's a cool breeze suddenly whistling through your hair.
Whoa!
That's you realizing you're now on a mountain.
This is epic!
That's you stating the obvious. That's you stepping up to the plate. That's you winning your kickball game.
Yes! Let's go!
That's you taking another sip of your Do the Do.
Learn how to navigate diabetes at Cheyenne Regional's first Community Diabetes Symposium, meant to empower and inform. There will be carnival-style games, light refreshments, vendors, and free A1C testing for the first 25 participants in the morning and afternoon. This event will take place on November 9th at the LCCC Clay Pathfinder Building. The adult track will be from 9 a.m. to noon, and the youth track will be from 1 to 4 p.m. To register, call 307-633-7667.
Power your adventures with the all-electric 2024 Subaru Solterra. It has the rugged versatility of standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and 8.3 inches of ground clearance. It's the most advanced Subaru ever with our latest safety technology and zero emissions. The 2024 Subaru Solterra. Love is now electric. The all-new Subaru Solterra with prices starting at $46,340. See dealer for details.
Coming.
RJ Fox, Caleb Bergraff back at the rack as we get underway in the second half of action. It'll be Burns Bronx basketball to begin this second half. As right away they tried to dump it into Lane Bybee, and it is going to be out of bounds off her hands. So they will give it back to Pine Bluffs. McKenna Thurin will bring it up. She'll go far side to Graves. Graves off to Gray. Gray with the drive down the lane and the whistle.
Now you see them going right back to the attack inside. They did it with the player, too, that has no fouls. I think that was also kind of designed. Get her more involved in the action right now because Gray's got 5 points, but you'd like to see her also becoming, kind of like Hoffman, you'd like to see her becoming more of a focal point, too. But even all beyond all that, I think this is going to be curious to see. The coaches have been able to make mental notes on what they need to fix.
Right.
How do you make those adjustments out there on the court in the second half?
So that foul goes to Kennedy Lakin as Gray missed them both. And we will remain at 23-18.
Got a 23-18, folks, a 23-18. Nobody watches Monsters, Inc., I'm sure.
Yeah, no.
Obviously you didn't.
They give it off to Barrett. Barrett, ooh, that one just skims across the rim. Not going to fall. Rebounded by Avery Sweeter of Pine Bluffs. So Pine Bluffs, you got to think if they can keep Hoffman and Sweeter on the floor, along with Gray, just create all kinds of matchup problems for Burns. There's Gray, top of the key, shoots it off to the left side to Graves. Graves to the baseline. Now we'll kick it back out. Three-pointer by Gray. Not happening. And again, there is the dual three-point line where I think maybe Avery Gray could have took a step forward and been in range on that one.
Pine Bluffs has been the one struggling with that, but they've also been the one taking more threes.
Josie Barrett brings it up for the Lady Bronx.
Good defensive start for Burns, too.
Burns again in their white home unis with the orange numerals, the black trim. Poked away. Now it's going to be run down by Madler in the backcourt. That pass intended for Bryn Bach is going to be knocked out of bounds by Thurin.
That's something Burns cannot do. Like you talk about the bigger space. It's a long pass from half court to the three-point line.
It is, and there's a lot that gives a lot of time for the defenders to catch up with the basketball. As they get it in, that was a great pass by Bach to Bybee, but Bybee cannot cash it in, and Pine Bluffs will come out with the ball.
Good block inside by Sweeter.
Gray on the elbow on the far side, working with Sweeter. Swings that one inside to Graves. Graves' shot is up, no good, but a whistle.
I'm curious to see who this is on, and I don't know if I 100% agree with who it's on. I'm not saying there's no foul, but it looked to me.
They gave it to Lane Bybee.
I thought it should have been more on Irene Madler, as she kind of came in and helped. It looked like Irene Bybee was straight up and down on that.
Reese Graves misses the first one.
It's a tough call for an official. When you got that many bodies clustered in there, that's a tough call for an official, though.
You know it was somebody's hand. You just don't know whose, really. Missed the second shot. Got her own rebound. Got to be off her knee, though. And that one will bounce off into the Pine Bluffs bench, where Burns will take control. They get it in to Barrett. Barrett across half court, down the length of the court. There's a shot up, no good by Bybee, and a whistle. So Barrett breaks the press, dishes off, and that one will go on Avery Sweeter. That'll be her first.
Something else we haven't mentioned, that looking at the free throw side of things, both teams have struggled with. These are deep walls compared to what you see at Pine and Burns.
Bybee makes her first one.
So you talk about that Casper Event Center backdrop. It's not that bad. It's not the cavern, but on the same side, it's not quite as good of a backdrop that you're shooting against.
Bybee missed the second one. Avery Gray comes out with the ball for the Lady Hornets. Going to give this off to Thurn, and she'll set it from the top of the key. Off to Gray on the far side. Looking inside, got it into Sweeter. Turnaround jumper from 8 won't go. Rebounded out by Bryn Bach of Burns. Gives it off to Barrett. Barrett. Now we'll walk it up. And here's the mention. She's setting up almost like up out by the logo. Gives it off to Lane Bybee, to Bach. Inside to Maya Melody. Back around to Eklund. Back to Barrett. Barrett. Again, there is that shot. There is that play, but Bryn Bach is able to get that one off the baseline to fall. It is now 23-21.
Pretty little floater, too. I mean, that was a next-level step.
Drive by Avery Gray, ball knocked loose, but is going to be grabbed by Hoffman. Jessica Hoffman will put it in, 25-21. Pine Bluffs just kind of hanging here, and now Lady Bronx break that press. All alone was Lane Bybee, can't make it count, but going to get a whistle. And Avery Sweeter, or did they give that to McKenna Thurin?
Thurin has ended up with that one.
They did, so that's 3 on Thurin.
Burns missing the free throw again. I'll tell you, Burns makes their free throws right now, they'd be in front.
Yeah.
Not even all of them at this point in time. They've missed, what, 8? 7?
It's not a good percentage right now. Second shot, that's also no good by Bybee.
You're doing half the work. You're getting there.
3 of 12 is what they're shooting, as Pine Bluffs now will break the press, and that will be Katie Bruns getting the point-blank hoop to make it 27-21. Barrett gives that one off to the far side to Shanessa Eklund. She drives the baseline, knocked out of bounds, and they're going to say last touch by Pine Bluffs. Into the ball game for Burns will be Elena Eklund, as she'll replace Lane Bybee. Bronx basketball. Eklund gives it off to Barrett. Barrett is going to be fouled.
Hornets already up to 3 team fouls, and they were in foul trouble already prior to that. They're spread. It's new players that are getting fouled, so it's not building on problems in terms of those players. But 4 minutes to go, and you're 2 away from sending the Bronx to the foul line again.
As they get it into Medley. Medley kicks it back to Barrett. Barrett swings it around to Madler. Madler, she'll drive. Ball's knocked loose, and Pine Bluffs will come out with it.
And
Graves.
She froze. If she keeps driving, that's not a bad move.
Nope. To Gray. Gray for 3 off the side of the rim. No good. Rebound is going to bounce out of bounds. Last touched by the Hornets. Bryn Bach will check back in for Burns. She'll replace Shanessa Eklund.
So for Burns, the tough thing for them is the lack of size when it comes to those drives. You get hesitant to attack.
Barrett will finally get this one into Bach. Back to Barrett. Barrett will finally get it across half court. Hands it off to Eklund. That's Alina Eklund. Tried to get it back to Barrett, and a whistle.
Another foul. I mean, this is where Pine Bluffs is really just seeing problems developing.
That is the first one on Avery Gray, but it's the 4th team foul, and you got a long ways to go here in this quarter.
If I'm Burns, I'm attacking right now.
Madler gives it off to Bach. Bach, she's not shy to go to the hoop. Drive, shot, up, no good. Rebounded by Pine Bluffs. That's Bruns. Gives it off to Comer. Comer shot for three, won't go. Rebound is knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Pine Bluffs. Hoffman tried to save it.
Good effort. And you can't blame on the second three-point line either. That she stepped in front like she was supposed to.
27-21 on the Pepsi scoreboard. Barrett with the basketball over on the far side is going to be tapped away out of bounds. Comer with the good defensive stab there with the quick hands, but Pine Bluffs will retain it, as now Pine Bluffs will get McKenna Thurin back into the ball game. She'll replace Reese Graves. Burns to Medley. Maya Medley swings it around to Barrett. Barrett top of the key, back to Medley. Shot from the baseline won't go. Barrett had the rebound, knocked loose, and back into the hands of Bach. Her shot won't go, and Avery Gray will pick it out for Pine Bluffs. Near side to Comer. Comer. They swing it around Thurin to Gray. Gray over in the far corner. Cross courts this one to Comer. Back to the top of the key. Back to the elbow to Comer. Inside to Gray. Point blank. Can't get it to go. Medley with the rebound for Burns. Off to Barrett. Barrett is going to be tied up by three Pine Bluffs Hornets. And a whistle. They're going to tag Katie Bruns, I think, with her second.
Yep, and now you got double bonus time for the rest of this third quarter. 2:17 to go.
Headed to the line will be Josie Barrett. She is 0 for 2 from the charity stripe at this point.
Yeah, most of the team is, unfortunately. But I'll tell you what, now is when you got to start making these.
Makes the first one.
We had mentioned it, though. You stay within a couple possessions going to the fourth quarter, you got to be happy if you're Burns. You've held the Hornets to, 5 points in this third quarter?
Oh, yeah.
And even though you haven't necessarily had the offensive success I'm sure you'd like, your defense has kept that size from taking advantage of you.
Makes one, missed one. 27-22 on the Pepsi scoreboard. It will be the Pine Bluffs Hornets with the lead and the ball. They'll go far side to Comer. Comer tried to dump it into Sweeter. It's going to be knocked away by Maya Medley. She'll give it off to Barrett. Barrett down quickly. There's a shot up by Eklund. Good.
Great decision, too. The defense played it perfectly, and she said, okay, fine, you're going to stay in the middle and not let me pass to the back door. I'll just take the jumper, and nails it.
She did. 27-24. Lead is 3. Gray on the baseline. Has it stolen away by Bryn Bach. Can't control it, though. It is going to go out of bounds last touch by Burns. You know Bryn Bach's got to be upset about that. She picked Avery Gray's pocket clean.
Burns fans, you heard a little bit below us getting that. No.
But yeah, the Burns fans, they're here. They're down in front of us. I see most of the across the way, a lot of purple and gold.
It's amazing how they segregate on just automatically one side to the other, one side to this. Like, no, we don't want our orange touching your. It's like getting your peanut butter and my chocolate.
No, that ain't gonna mix. They get it into Hoffman. Hoffman down low, got that one up and in. Boy, Jessica Hoffman is tough. Maya Medley had her bodied up, but could not prevent the shot. As Barrett down the lane spins, turns, shoots, and a whistle.
I think it might be on Hawk. Nope, that is. No, it is not.
That is on Allie Comer. That'll be her second, but headed to the line again for Burns is Josie Barrett. Got the first one to go.
I'll tell you what, too, she has got some bright orange shoes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
not to mention, but if you look, she got the electric green laces on them, too. Made them both. And this is a three-point ball game again, 29-26 on the Pepsi scoreboard. 1:14 to go here in the third. They get it into Hoffman. Hoffman spins, turns, shot up, no good, but a whistle.
That was the first time I've really seen Burns not rotate quickly enough in this quarter. There was another time when they finally got caught being too high up on this wider court, or this longer court, but that was the first time that they've all been in position and just nobody stepped over in time, and Hoffman takes advantage.
Hoffman misses the first one. Foul goes on Maya Medley, who really I thought had a pretty good position. Hoffman with one more. Makes a second. So the lead is 4 for the Pine Bluffs Hornets. Again, they come out, full court pressure. Barrett dumps this one in to Stesha Tiedemann. Tiedemann is going to be surrounded by Pine Bluffs Hornets. Ball's knocked loose. Bybee had it, gets it off to Bach. Bach will drive to the baseline and put it up and in. So Bryn Bach providing a little extra spark for Burns. It is now 30-28. Into Hoffman. Hoffman, double team, got the shot up, won't go, but they're going to say, yeah, they're going to call Lane Bybee with that one.
Yeah, you got that. It's natural. It's natural instinct. Like, oh, I'm in good position now. I can do what I want, and you bring the arms down, and you just end up strafing Hoffman on our way up to the hoop.
And the problem now for Burns is that's 4 on Bryn Bybee. Hoffman makes the first. That's the other problem that Jessica Hoffman presents to another team is, yeah, she's an offensive threat, but she draws a lot of fouls.
Yes.
And if you're a little thin on post players, she could wreck you in a hurry. 32-28. Lead is back to 4. Burns with the basketball. Barrett with the drive. The shot won't go. A whistle. They will tag Reese Graves. That is going to be her third.
Well, back to Hoffman. You talk about that being the third for Graves. Hoffman had 2 fouls coming into the second half. She realized, I need to be on the court for my team. That was a big problem for us in the second quarter. And she is still at 2 fouls. So you talk about a smart player, too. She's really been able to wall up a little bit better without making too many extended plays.
(32-29), 32-30. The lead is 2 for the Pine Bluffs Hornets with 31 seconds to go on the Pepsi scoreboard. Down quickly is Reese Graves. Graves swings it out to Comer, top of the key. They shoot it inside to Hoffman. Hoffman can't hang on to it, and Pine Bluff's going to come out with the basketball. Barrett with 17 seconds to go in the quarter. Across half court, dumps this one to Bach. Bach will drive right at Hoffman. Hoffman just takes the ball away from her and passes it out to Graves. Graves with 3 seconds to go. Inside shot up at the buzzer is going to be good. Inez Lazos is going to get the 2 right at the break and give the Hornets a 34-30 lead after 3. We're back after a 30-second timeout. You're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
In the last week of July, you'll find the superstars of rodeo at Cheyenne Frontier Days. The world's top cowboys, cowgirls, buck and broncs, and toughest bulls. Grab your hat, pull on your boots, and join in the Cowboys' favorite rodeo. Rodeo tickets on sale now. Cheyenne Frontier Days, the wildest ride in the West.
R.J. Fox, Caleb Berggraf back at the rack on the campus of Laramie County Community College. They're having a pretty good meeting across the way. I can see up there in the Champions Lounge.
Well, how much discussion? I said it before. I don't know how much meeting is going on up there.
I'm thinking
there's a lot of people peering through a garage door.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. They got one door open, one door closed, so you can kind of do You can do your business, and there's the view. For those of you watching the YouTube stream, by the way, and just search engine 1480 KRAE, and you're going to see the live stream. It'll be right there.
Good crowd here on hand. Probably, I would say this is the biggest crowd we've had in the rack yet for any of the game. Oh, no, volleyball this year. I think the Eastern Wyoming and El Trip volleyball game in the Region 9 championship probably beat this one out. But this is probably the biggest crowd for a basketball game we've had yet.
Nice crowd. As we begin this fourth quarter of play, it will be Pine Bluffs with the basketball to get things underway, as there is a shot from 10 feet away by Inez Lazos, and she is keeping the Pine Bluffs Hornets out in front, 36-30 on the Pepsi scoreboard.
Bookend the end of the third with the start of the second, both with shots made by Lazos.
Yeah, as that pass intended for Bryn Bach, who she banged right into Hoffman, and it was Bryn Bach who got the worst of that one. Shot's no good. Hoffman with the rebound. She'll give it off to Comer. Comer into the near side, gives it to Hoffman. Back to Lazos, and now the pass going to be picked off by Bryn Bach. Bach will drive. Ball tapped away from behind. Inez Lazos providing a little spark here for the Pine Bluffs Hornets off the bench.
Absolutely she is, and they're starting to realize that. I like this team because they're not set on one number to get the ball to, it seems like. They like to go to the hot hand, and the teammates seem like the selfishness isn't there on this team.
Pine Bluffs with the basketball. They get it to Barrett. Barrett from the baseline, count it.
Man, she is putting on a show as well.
18 in the contest so far for Josie Barrett. Makes it 36-32. Pine Bluffs down in a hurry. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Pine Bluffs, or by Burns. As Barrett down the lane puts it up, won't go. Rebound fought for. Hoppin had it. Nah, she hits the floor. Pine Bluffs going to come out with it. And down, shot up, no good. And Pine Bluffs will get the rebound again, and a whistle.
I think they got this on Hoffman.
Yeah, Jessica Hoffman will pick up her third.
She got the initial rebound, had it stripped out of her hand, and then as Burns was trying to dribble out of the paint, she reached out to try and grab it back, kind of just make up for the mistake, and couldn't quite keep it in their possession.
It was funny to watch. Hoffman was on the floor on her seat. The ball was 3/4 of the way down the court, and Barrett was stopping to help Hoffman up.
I've seen that 3 times in a basketball game before.
Pine Bluffs basketball. There's a shot for 3, up, no good. Air ball. The pass was almost intended for Hoffman. Now it's going to be picked off by Barrett. Barrett, she'll get it up and in. Right over the Hoffman. Right over Hoffman. And now you're going to have carrying the ball as Katie Bruns was trying to get it down the floor. So on the turnover, it is 36-34 on the Pepsi scoreboard. Thurin will come back in for Pine Bluff. She'll replace Bruns.
If you look at the camera just right now, I got the Pepsi sign up there.
There you go.
It's nice when it's up on the wall, too.
Yeah. Barrett with the ball. Steps inside, puts up the 8-footer. That'll rattle in. And you know what? We got a brand new ball game. 36-36 is your score. Timeout on the floor. Lindsey Forbes wants his crew to think about this. 5.5 to go. We're back in 30. You're listening to high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
MHP is a certified public accounting firm located in Bone Cheyenne and Fort Collins, offering accounting, tax, and consulting services to businesses, not-for-profit, government, and individual clients. MHP takes pride in their commitment to providing close, personal attention to their clients. They also continue to invest time and resources in continuing education, state-of-the-art computer technology, and valuing their relationships with you. MHP is a proud supporter of local and UW athletics. MHP, check them out at their new location at 1509 Bent Avenue in historic downtown Cheyenne, or call 634-2150.
So, after 3, Josie Barrett had 16 for Pine Bluffs. and she's scored 6 since then here in the fourth quarter. She's got 22. Jessica Hoffman, she's got 14.
She's taken after my boy SGA yesterday.
Yeah.
50-point game for him, and she's going for the 30-piece.
Yeah. It'll be Pine Bluffs ball out of the timeout with 5:30 to go on the Pepsi scoreboard. That'll be Thurin out on top. Goes far side to Graves. Graves around the top of the key. Lost it, but Thurin's going to pick it back up to Hoffman. Swings it around to Avery Gray. Gray. They get it in, shot up, no good by Sweeter, but that is going to be put back up and in by, guess who? Jessica Hoffman.
She's going for the 20-piece.
38-36. Barrett, top of the key for Burns. Comes near side to Madler. Drop it over to Lakin. Three-pointer up by Eklund. Count it. Alina Eklund. And look at that. The Burns Bronx have got a 39-38 lead.
That's their first lead since they got the opening basket of the game.
Gray dumped that one down deep to Graves. Graves going to be fouled from behind.
By the way, do you think if you get a 20-piece, do you get to go to Chick-fil-A and get yourself a 20-piece nugget after this?
You know what? That'd be pretty awesome.
If you get a 30-piece, do you get a 30-piece nugget?
Yeah. So Allie Comer gets the foul.
I may or may not offer that out to my players when I put their mark at 40 though. I said you got to get a 40, but if you get 40, I get you a 40-piece.
Madler with the foul. Reese Graves with the free throws, missed them both, but ball is going to be knocked out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Pine Bluffs.
You talk about it, Hoffman has passed her scoring average now. She averages 14 points a game. Barrett averages 13 a game.
Yeah, and they have both shown up in this one as this pass is going to be picked off by Avery Gray. Gives it off to Thurin, and now the ball's loose on the floor, and now you got about 5 or 6 players wrestling for it, and a jump ball is called. Possession arrow pointing for Burns. 4:11 to go here in the Pepsi scoreboard. Bryn Bach gives it off to Eklund. Eklund. They swing it around to Barrett. Barrett for 3. That's off the side of the iron. Won't go. Rebound is going to be run down by Bach of Burns. Has it tapped away. And a whistle. They're going to say McKenna Thurin. That is going to be 4 on Thurin.
By the way, Barrett has had at least 5 20-point games so far this year, so the 20 points that she scored so far, she's 4 off of her season high.
Yeah.
Came against Rollins on January 24th.
So there's Barrett. There's the drive. That one is just going to dribble out. Hoffman's going to clear it out for Pine Bluffs.
Hoffman's got a little bit further to go. She got 25 as her season high.
Yeah. Hoffman really, that offensively, I mean, even though she's the leading scorer for Pine Bluffs, you kind of always get the feeling she could have done a lot better.
Oh, absolutely. You got to remember, she spent about 4 minutes of the second quarter on the bench.
There's a shot of no good. Lakin will clear it out for Burns. She'll give it off to Barrett. And you got to wonder at this point of the ball game, because I don't believe I've seen Josie Barrett come out of the game yet, as she will commit the travel, trying to attempt the pass to Kennedy Lakin, and shuffle the feet.
Unfortunately, they don't have a minutes counter when it comes to high school athletics, so you're not sure how many minutes she's used to playing a game, but I bet you she's probably used to being out there 28 to 32 minutes a game.
Well, she's gotten a whole bunch of them as that Bach was knocked down off the screen, as Pine Bluffs just having problems trying to find any kind of offensive continuity here. As there is a drive and offensive foul.
And here's the most impressive part about that. You mentioned Bach got kind of run over there in a non-foul worthy one. She was the one who got the offensive charge, and that shows some guts getting right back there into the lane.
Yeah, she went right back into the grind as that shot up got to be blocked from Eklund. Gets her own rebound, puts it up from 10 feet. That's no good. Rebounded out by Hoffman. Gives it off to Avery Gray. Gray from the free throw line. Swings it off to Sweeter. Sweeter, that'll rattle its way home, and Avery Sweeter has her 4th point of the ball game.
Right now, Pine Bluffs, they're starting to see some Bronx on the floor right now a lot more often. I think that might be one of the reasons why the timeout here, but also Pine Bluffs just starting to be more physical.
They are. 41-39 with 2:13 to go on the Pepsi scoreboard. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
Chick-fil-A at Windmill and Delrange serves up breakfast, lunch, and dinner each Monday through Saturday. And at Chick-fil-A, they don't have to stray from their menu. They're proud of what they do all the time. Chicken. Check them out online at CheyenneChicken.com and have them cater your next event. Use the convenient drive-thrus. Come inside or use the Chick-fil-A app to do your next order. Chick-fil-A at Windmill and Delrange.
R.J. Fox, Caleb Berggraf back at the rack, LCCC. So, with Chick-fil-A in the 20-piece, what sauces are you getting?
I am 100% either honey mustard or honey mustard.
Okay, I got to kind of split. I too am a huge honey mustard fan, but I also like the Polynesian.
I haven't tried the Polynesian. The sweet and sour is usually my fallback if I can't do the honey mustard.
Yeah. You ought to try it. It's pretty good.
I might give it a shot now.
My wife just uses ketchup.
Oh, that's not bad.
She is one of those people.
Man, just put it on her steak too.
Probably.
Her and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, she's not listening. She doesn't.
I was gonna say I don't want to get you in trouble here.
41-39, Pine Bluffs with the 2-point lead with 2:03 to go here on the Pepsi scoreboard. Barrett, you got to be called for carrying.
She wanted to see the foul. She said, "Yeah, but I was fouled though," and the official saying, "Nah, it's look, you're the one who threw the ball down hard," and
yeah,
that's going to be the first call for them most of the time at the high school level.
I'm pretty impressed with this officiating crew. I've already seen 2 fouls called, or 2 calls made that are not made in the NBA.
Hey,
yeah, traveling and carrying the basketball. Is that shot, that drive, no good by Reese Graves, and you're going to get a whistle here. As I believe Kennedy Lakin will pick up her 3rd. Well, actually, that's her 4th.
Comes the first player on either team with 4 fouls. That's the other thing I like about this officiating crew. 4th quarter, they've let the girls decide it. A minute 46 to go, and you've only seen 5 total fouls called in the 4th quarter. As I said, the physicality's kind of increased a bit, but not overly too much. They did a good job controlling it, so they could let the players kind of be more in control.
As finally Reese Graves finds the bottom of the bucket on the 2nd free throw to make it 39-42. Barrett ahead quickly, gives it off to Eklund. Eklund for Burns, top of the key, swings it to Bryn Bach. Bach tried to dump it in to Bybee, but Lakin, but pass going to be stolen away, and Pine Bluffs down in a hurry. They get it to Hoffman. Back out to Avery Gray, down inside to Hoffman. Point blank, can't get it to go. And clearing out the basketball for Burns will be Maya Melody.
Great defensive rotation in front of Hoffman on that. Caused her some discomfort, and even though she was close, it forced her to readjust her shot.
And Barrett with the basketball, I believe, is going to be fouled.
Now this is where it gets in a 3-point game. You're now in the bonus if you're Burns going to the line, but that could almost hurt you now, because if you don't get a basket on this possession, suddenly the Hornets get into a position where if they don't want to let you take a 3-point shot, they could foul late in this game.
Allie Comer gets her 4th for Pine Bluffs. Burns with the basketball. Bach gives it off to Barrett. Barrett dumps it into Lakin at the free throw line. Back to Barrett. Swings it over to Eklund for 3. Count it. Woo! Eklund has tied this one at 42. And you got under a minute to go. 54.3 on the Pepsi scoreboard. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union is now offering a simple way to help make your money work for you. Meridian Trust will now pay 4% interest on their Max Rewards free checking accounts with balances up to $25,000 per month. Get all the details at mymeridiantrust.com or stop by your local Meridian Trust branch with 3 locations in Cheyenne. 4349 East Lincoln Way, 1602 East Prairie Avenue, and downtown at 2223 Warren Avenue. Right now is the perfect time to become a Meridian Trust member. Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union, where your deposits are safely insured by the NCUA. Be sure to stop in today.
R.J. Fox, Caleb Berggraff at the rack. On the campus of LCCC, it has been a dandy. Burns has clawed their way back into this one. It is tied at 42. We have 50 seconds to go on the Pepsi scoreboard. Pine Bluffs with the basketball. That's Comer. Over on the far side, looking for somebody. Finally dumps it off to Reese Graves. Graves at the three-point line to Gray. Gray almost lost it. Now we'll get it back to Graves. Inside to Hoffman. Hoffman that time got inside position as Medley went for the steal and missed it. 44-42. And a timeout on the floor. As Britt Bath going to talk about this one, it is a dandy. Pine Bluff's going to have a chance to win it or tie it. So we'll keep it right here for a few minutes. Don't forget, we've got boys action coming up right after this contest as the Hornets and the Bronx.
And I'll tell you what, the crowd here, that's the first time I've heard them really get into it. The last 2 baskets that have been made between the three-point shot coming down by Burns,
right,
and between the layup there by Hoffman on a great move to the baseline. I mean, this place got loud for a second there, and I think that's something that you talk about moving this game from Pine Bluffs and Burns. The AD said, well, they hadn't really got a whole lot of people asking until today. That's why you bring it here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think, and I think if they continue this forward, wow, I like it.
I do too. I mean, this is the environment. It's inviting. I think you keep it here. This crowd's only going to grow as the years go on. If you can keep at least one of the 2 matchups here at this place and the Blue SU Rec.
Absolutely. All right, we've got 20.3 to go on the Pepsi scoreboard. 42-44 is Pine Bluffs with the 2-point lead, but Burns has got the basketball. Eklund gives it off to Barrett. Barrett. She's going to drive the lane. She is going to run into Hoffman, and Hoffman's going to get the foul. That is going to be 4 on Jessica Hoffman. That's going to send Josie Barrett to the line with 12 seconds to go for a pair of 3 throws. Don't even say that word. Don't
said it once already.
I knew you were screwed.
It's my fault. I'll take blame.
Oh, Josie Barrett misses the first.
It's a tough miss there at the line on that one, and right now Pine Bluff's breathing a sigh of relief because with their foul trouble and a couple people with 4 fouls that are important to this team on the court, overtime doesn't really impress them much.
Thurin has 4. Comer has 4. Hoffman has 4. Barrett nails the second one. But again, it is 44-43, and now Pine Bluffs they get it right into Comer. Comer just freezes it, and with 8.9 to go, Burns forced to commit the foul. That is Josie Barrett with her second.
Got to commit it quicker than that.
Yep, and as Bryn Bach will commit that one. That is only her first.
Commit one more quick one. You'll have about 6 seconds left to go.
7.6 on the Pepsi scoreboard. Hoffman to trigger it in. Gets it into Avery Gray. Gray need to foul her. Barrett reaches in and commits the foul.
That was a smart play. He also milked another second off of the clock. 5 seconds left to go. Now, you need one of these two.
Absolutely. Avery Gray at the line is 1 for 4. But she will get a pair. Both teams now in the bonus. And Avery Gray missed the first one.
That's good news if you're the Bronx. Now you could tie the game if you come down, even if she makes this one. You don't need a 3. I think that's what Pine Bluffs is going to talk about. And I would not be shocked if Pine Bluffs doesn't have a single person inside of the lane for this next free throw.
They might not. They might pull everybody back.
Play defense. You got the lead.
Absolutely. Again, we'll keep it right here. Don't forget, boys action. Burns and Pine Bluffs coming up after this. And then, again, we want to remind you, coming up tomorrow night.
Yeah, you're going to be busy this weekend,
yeah,
man.
this is the big weekend for K-Ray Sports. We got games 3 nights in a row. Tomorrow night, we will be at Cheyenne Central as they will be taking on Campbell County. The Camels are a pretty good ball club.
Both Gillette schools are right now.
Both Gillette schools are right now. And this is a test weekend for for East and Central.
It really is.
Because it is Campbell County and Sheridan who have come down to visit. Now, Friday night, tomorrow night, we got Central and Campbell County. And then Saturday afternoon, we will be at the Thunderdome. Cheyenne East will be taking on Campbell County.
And I'll tell you this, too. The East and Central teams, they've got some revenge on their minds after both of them got swept by Campbell County and Sheridan earlier this year.
They did. That was a harsh trip north. Avery Gray makes the second shot to make it 45-43. So Pine Bluffs needs a bucket here with 5.2 to go. We will take the timeout here. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
Overnight stays, weekend getaways, or last-minute vacations. However you choose to get away, earn double rewards on your travel purchases with your Platte Valley Bank Rewards credit card. Earning is twice as nice on hotels, airlines, car rentals, and more, now through December 31st. As always, earn 1 point per dollar spent on everything else, plus no annual fee. Apply now at pvbank.com and start earning double today.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC. Subject to credit approval, certain restrictions apply. Special offer only valid on consumer rewards credit card.
Community College, my first time being here. Nice.
It is a very, very pretty spot to be at right now.
And the folks across the way in the Champions Lounge, they're getting to see a great ball game.
Oh, absolutely they are. You got the governor in town. You got some trustees for the community college board up there. You got it's a good time to showcase it to some of the folks that help discover some funding for this place.
45-43, 5.2 seconds to go. Barrett with the basketball down the far side with 3 seconds. Stops, pops, coming up short. Rebound fought for, and that will be the ball game. So Burns had the opportunity. Barrett had the shot, but man, there was a lot of arms in her face. Did not have the clean look. So the Pine Bluffs Hornets stave off the upset bid by the Burns Lady Bronx. What a ball game that was. 45-43, Pine Bluffs with the win. We'll be back and check the final count on this one. Back in 2 minutes. You're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
At Fat Boys Tire and Auto, our business is about more than just selling tires and fixing cars. We believe in faith, family, and community. The Fat Boys family has been serving Wyoming and Nebraska for over 50 years, and 3 generations later, our values have never changed. When you need tires or auto repairs, find the Fat Boys, and we'll treat you like family. Fat Boys Tire and Auto in Cheyenne, Laramie, Scotts Bluff, and Wheatland. Get price quotes and schedule service at fatboystires.com.
Wyoming owned and operated since 1971, Burns Insurance is Wyoming's right choice for your insurance needs. Burns Insurance is a trusted choice, full-service, independent insurance agency offering a full range of commercial, agricultural, and personal insurance products through many national and regional carriers. Let our friendly, experienced agents help you find the right product at the right price for your asset protection. Buy the policy, get the agent at Burns Insurance, your right choice. Find Burns Insurance on Facebook or at burnsia.com.
RJ Fox, Caleb Berggraf back at the rack as we wrap up game number 1 of our doubleheader as we have boys action coming up. Let's check the scoring. First for the Burns Lady Broncs, who will fall to 2-16 overall, 2-16. The Lady Broncs, no surprise, led by Josie Barrett. She had 23. Bryn Brock with 11. Elena Eklund with 8. Lane Bybee with 1. And that's it. That was all the scoring there was for the Lady Broncs in this one. 9 of 19 from the charity stripe is what the Lady Broncs ended up. They had 10 in the first, 8 in the second, 12 in the third quarter, 13 in the fourth. And in the contest with 43 points. Scoring for Pine Bluffs and head coach Lindsey Forbes, as they will go to 13-5 overall. Reese Graves with 2, Avery Gray, or rather McKenna Thurin with 3, Reese Graves with 2, Avery Gray with 6, Katie Bruns with 2, Allie Comer with 5, Inez Lazos with 4, Avery Sweeter with 4, but Pine Bluffs being led all the way by Jessica Hoffman with 18, even though she sat quite a period of time through that second quarter with a couple of personal fouls, as Lindsey Forbes choosing to keep her on the bench. You can't get fouls if you're on the bench, right? But more importantly, the Pine Bluffs Lady Hornets went 10 of 22 from the charity stripe. So free throw shooting could have made a difference here from either ball club. Again, your final score is 45-43. Pine Bluffs gets the win over the Lady Broncs of Burns. High school basketball on 1480 K-Ray brought to you by Affordable Computer Repair, MHP LLP, Chick-fil-A, Meridian Trust, Federal Credit Union, Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service, Page Lane at number 1 Properties, 2 doors down, Flat Valley Bank, the Gill Window Company, Fat Boys Tire and Auto, Burns Insurance Agency, First Tier Bank, Wyoming Department of Transportation, Kia of Cheyenne, Cheyenne Frontier Days, Cheyenne Regional Medical Center, Halliday Subaru in Motor City, FNBO, and of course welcoming our brand new scoreboard sponsor, Pepsi of Cheyenne. All right, we're going to take about a 3-minute break here, as they have put up 5:44 on the scoreboard, so we'll be underway here shortly. So about a 3-minute timeout headed your way as we get set for boys action. Again, it's Burns, Pine Bluffs, round 2, back in 3. You are listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
There's a lot going on here with the new 2025 Kia Carnival MPV. AJ Miller here for Kia of Cheyenne. It's time to see the new 2025 Kia Carnival with new styling, redesigned wheels, headlight and taillight design, a 287 horsepower engine and extensive driver assistance features, plus available dual power sunroofs, heated ventilated seats, and premium audio. Come by Kia of Cheyenne, call 775-0123 or go to kiaofcheyenne.com and we'll make it easy.
That's the sound of a Mountain Dew. And that's you enjoying its refreshing citrus kick. That's a cool breeze suddenly whistling through your hair.
Whoa,
That's you realizing you're now on a mountain.
This is epic.
That's you stating the obvious. That's you stepping up to the plate. That's you winning your kickball game.
Yes, let's go.
That's you taking another sip of your Do the Do.
Learn how to navigate diabetes at Cheyenne Regional's first Community Diabetes Symposium, meant to empower and inform. There will be carnival-style games, light refreshments, vendors, and free A1C testing for the first 25 participants in the morning and afternoon. This event will take place on November 9th at the LCCC Clay Pathfinder Building. The adult track will be from 9 a.m. to noon, and the youth track will be from 1 to 4 p.m. To register, call 307-633-7667.
Power your adventures with the all-electric 2024 Subaru Solterra. It has the rugged versatility of standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and 8.3 inches of ground clearance. It's the most...
At Taco John's, we believe a better Taco Tuesday.
In the last week of July, you'll find the superstars of rodeo at Cheyenne Frontier Days. The world's top cowboys, cowgirls, buck and broncs, and toughest bulls. Grab your hat, put on your boots, and join in the Cowboys' favorite rodeo. Rodeo tickets on sale now. Cheyenne Frontier Days, the wildest ride in the West.
Power your adventures with the all-electric 2024 Subaru Solterra. It has the rugged versatility of standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and 8.3 inches of ground clearance. It's the most advanced Subaru ever with our latest safety technology and zero emissions. The 2024 Subaru Solterra. Love is now electric. The all-new Subaru Solterra with prices starting at $46,340. See dealer for details.
Come in now for the Subaru A Lot of Love event. Experience the Halliday difference at Halliday Subaru.
At Laramie County Community College. And again, if you haven't checked out this new facility, great opportunity. Got ball game here getting ready to go in a couple of minutes. But admission is free for tonight's game. And, of course, admission is free. Concessions are outstanding. So that one is a beautiful facility here. We're just a couple minutes away from the start of this one. The Burns Broncs come into this ball game with a record of 3-13 overall, 0-4 in the conference play. They are led in scoring by Sean. Well, they got a couple players. You got Sean Martin and Mason Medley. Some other scorers: Parker Oshner, Bryce Hanson, Mason Terry. So, they've got some athletes, but that move to 3A has been a little tough on the Burns Broncs. For Pine Bluffs, they come in, again, Pine Bluffs playing in the 2A this year. They are 9-7 overall, 1-0 in conference play. As I'm sitting here watching my broadcast partner, Caleb Bergraff, work. As he has been designated as the liaison between these two clubs, Burns and Pine Bluffs, getting them into the right locker rooms, getting them out of the right locker rooms. All right, so they've stopped the clock. So, well, I'll tell you what, we'll take another 60-second break, another 60-second timeout as both teams still warming up. As we come back to the rack in 60, you're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
Since 1992, I've taken quite a few of the Pro Eddie family vehicles to have them serviced at Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. This is Larry Prawley from the Morning Pro Shop on KYOI-FM, inviting you to come to locally owned and operated Shine Auto Repair and Service at 604 West Lincoln Way. I can tell you everything that needed to be serviced or fixed. John and his professional staff have been there to take care of those minor annoyances so they don't multiply into bigger problems. For example, regular oil changes, replacing a heating and air conditioning unit, shocks, windshield wipers, batteries, even replacing the bulbs in my headlights and my brake lights. But the most important feature at Cars is that John is a TechNet professional, which says he is one of the best and trusted in the country to do service on your vehicle. Open Monday through Friday. Stop by to 604 West Lincoln Way or call for an appointment at 632-0498. Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service.
The rack. What we've got is a broken string on the net on the basket to our right where Burns is warming up again. So that what they're going to do is they are going to have to replace that net, which is going to take about 5 minutes or so. I see that's what Caleb is doing right now as they're working on, again, so they're going to have to, before we can continue, they've got to replace the net on the basket. So for our board operator back at the 1480 K-Ray Studios, and I'll try to give you a couple minutes to get this ready, grab a song that's about 2.5, 3 minutes long. So grab a song about 3 minutes long, bring it down, load it up. Let me know when you're ready, because we're going to have to. They've stopped the clock, so we're just kind of stuck here in limbo until they get the net on the far basket replaced. All right, so we're going to take a quick musical break here. And hopefully it won't take very long for him to get this net replaced. And we'll get set for Burns and Pine Bluffs boys action. So a quick musical interlude as they replace the net down at the far end. We're back as you are listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
At Fat Boys Tire and Auto, our business is about more than just selling tires and fixing cars. We believe in faith, family, and community. The Fat Boys family has been serving Wyoming and Nebraska for over 50 years, and 3 generations later, our values have never changed. When you need tires or auto repairs, find the Fat Boys, and we'll treat you like family. Fat Boys Tire and Auto in Cheyenne, Laramie.
The Burgraff back at the rack, where we had to take a bit of an extended break there between the ball games. There was a broken string on the net on the right-hand basket. So let me tell you, so not only is Caleb Burgraff the sports information director here at LCCC, he was appointed the liaison between LCCC and Burns and Pine Bluff, so he's been helping both of those schools, their locker rooms in and out, and getting everything squared away. He's been coming up here doing the broadcast with me, and he just replaced the net. So the guy does just a whole bunch of everything. All right, the starters for the Pine Bluffs Hornets. Karsten Freeberg is at one spot. Travis Lerwick, Colton Biner, Sean Schmidl, and Justin Lerwick. Again, the Pine Bluffs Hornets, they are 9-7 overall in 2A, 1-0 in conference play. For the Burns Broncs, who are 3-13, it again has been a hard move for the Broncs as they have gone to 3A this year. And that adjustment has been a little tough. But you got Bryce Hansen, Hunter Moonen, Mason Medley, Sean Martin, and Dugan Kriz. The Burn Broncs are in their white uniforms with the orange numerals and black trim. For the Pine Bluffs Hornets, they are in their road purples with the gold numerals. They do not pay you enough in this place.
Got a Band-Aid? My fingers are all beat up after that.
That was some good work there, dude.
Oh, man.
As we are underway between Burns and Pine Bluffs comes out with the basketball first half, the opening tip, as Lerwick got it on the far side. Kicked it inside to Travis Lerwick. He is going to lose it. Ball's going to move down the court. They're going to say last touched by Pine Bluff, so Burns will get it back.
I tell you, man, I can think of better ways to get applause when I'm leaving the court.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
But I will say you did a pretty decent job there.
I was impressed with how quick it happened. That was probably about what?
About 5 minutes.
5-10?
Yeah, we played a couple of songs there while I was watching you work.
Finagle.
Yeah.
Shout out to whoever had the Allen wrench, by the way.
Oh, wow. Yeah, those are like the safety hoops, aren't they? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
There's a shot up for 3, no good by Kriz. And Pine Bluffs will come up with a rebound. That pass is going to be knocked away by Moonen. Going to be by Pine Bluffs ball. That is Munson. Can't even read my own handwriting.
See, and I even gave you an extra 5 minutes to write your rosters down.
I know it.
And that's the thanks I get.
Yeah. For Pine Bluffs, a three-pointer lined up by Justin Lerwick. That's going to fall, and it is a 3-0 Pine Bluffs lead.
Man, if Justin's going to start hitting threes like that, then that's going to be an extra weapon.
Medley will drive the lane, put it up, won't go. Apparently that new net also came with saran wrap on the top of it.
I do not take responsibility for that, Burns fans. I do not. I refuse.
They'll be waiting with torches, and
my car's going to be flipped over.
Hot oil and feathers, and yeah,
the railroad.
Absolutely. Burns with the basketball, down quickly, shot up, no good, in and out, rebound Pine Bluffs.
Well, here's the thing, Pine Bluffs might come out and save me then.
They might.
It'll be a battle.
Yeah. Schmidl on the near side. going to go top of the key to Lerwick. That is Travis Lerwick. His shot from about 15 is good.
Good start shooting the ball. It's not even layups right now for Pine Bluffs. I mean, you're getting your good jump shots down right now.
5-0 is your score. 5:58 to go here on the Pepsi scoreboard. Medley got it over on the far side. Going to give it off to Munson. Munson drops it down to Kriz. Kriz to Martin. Martin, his three won't go. Rebound is going to be grabbed by Pine Bluffs. So Pine Bluffs doing a pretty good job of keeping Burns to one and done. Far side, Justin Lerwick going to bring it out. Comes to Schmidl. Schmidl back to Lerwick. Stepping right in front of it was Bryce Hansen. Hansen gives it off to Munson. Munson down quickly. Gives it off to Martin. Martin to Medley. Medley turns into the right side. Now he's going to be double teamed, and tried to get it out, but pass is going to be picked off by Karsten Freeberg, who will drive the length of the floor and bank that one in. And quickly 7-0 Pine Bluffs.
Yeah, that's the perfect start if you're the Hornets, especially crowd's feeling it after the girls got a close win. Momentum was kind of on your side, and after the low there, the extra little break because of the nets, then you're the ones who take the first punch.
Absolutely. Nice pass by Medley. That pass intended for Munson, and is just going to go into the Pine Bluffs bench, but they're going to say last touch by Pine Bluffs.
Smidgen of a tip there.
Yeah.
Man, my fingers are just cut up right now.
Yeah. I mean, I got an Allen wrench, but it's like out in the truck.
I thought the same thing myself.
I did not bring one with me. So with 4:40 to go here on the Pepsi scoreboard, 7-0 Pine Bluffs off to a quick start. We're back in 30. You're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
Page Lane at Number One Properties is a tremendous supporter of our local student athletes and extends sincere best wishes during the season to our local and county high schools. Page is extremely proud to be a member of our great community. So when buying or selling your property, the one name people have trusted through the years to take care of your personal needs and desires for your home is Page Lane at Number One Properties, including making sure that all I's are dotted and T's are crossed. And most importantly, Page is thankful for your referrals.
RJ Fox,
too.
Caleb Bergraff back at the rack. LCCC, Pine Bluffs leading 7-0. So far, the saran wrap that Caleb placed over the Burns bucket is working fairly good.
Now you're just trying to get me in trouble.
Yeah, I'll get you murdered in no time. As that shot is up and no good.
See, I didn't choose saran. I chose a trash can lid. That was really what I did.
But yeah, that was something. As Burns, great pass inside to Medley. Medley will get it up, and that time it will go through. So Sean Medley finally breaks in that brand new net you put up. And we know the ball will go all the way through now.
See, I told you it was a good net.
Yeah. There's a pickoff of a pass. Bryce Hansen. Hansen will give it off to Medley. Medley top of the key. He'll just drive right down the lane. He'll dish it out to the corner. Shot for three. That's going to be over everything. And Pine Bluffs comes up with the basketball. That is Karsten Freeberg. Freeberg, boy, that was a great pass. Nice drive. And Karsten Freeberg has his fourth point of the quarter. And now a pickoff of a pass. Freeberg got a hand on it. Gets it off to Lerwick. Lerwick back to Freeberg. Now they'll drive. Shot up. No good by Gabe Federer. And a whistle. And that's going to be on Mason Medley. His first. Team's first. But at the line will be Gabe Federer for Pine Bluffs. Makes the first one. You know, Pine Bluffs has got to have some athletes coming off that state football championship.
No, definitely a lot of athletes. Both teams, honestly, out there on the court have got some good athletes out there. It's the difference between athletes and kind of some basketball players, and I think that's the one advantage for Pine Bluffs is a foul in the lane there, but they've got more true basketball players than Burns does this year. Burns will keep games close, but they don't necessarily have the players that's their focus. It's more of a football focus if you're out there on Burns.
So Sean Martin headed to the line, makes a first.
Although I will say this, when I sent the rosters, They got 34 kids out this year for boys basketball in Burns.
That's a great turnout.
Now, they don't have a ton of seniors. They only had 5 seniors out of that group. And I think the junior class was a little bit thin as well. I think they only had 4 or 5 juniors. But you talk about the future for this Burns team. There's a potential future for this group that is coming up.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're taking their lumps right now as they're only 3-13 in the 3A.
Still better that they only got 1 win last year, so that's an improvement.
Yeah. As a shot up, no good. Medley will clear it out for Burns. Gives it up to Hanson. Hanson drives, shot up, won't go. Partially deflected by Justin Lerwick. Lerwick comes up with the basketball. He'll drive the lane, put it up, count it, and he'll draw the hoop and the harm.
And I was talking with Carter David, who's Burns fans will definitely remember that name. He's one of the redshirt freshmen here at El Trip this year, and he was telling me, he's like, you know, you got to remember, we had to run a 3 straight tournament. We made the tournament all 4 years that he was in high school. He said we came within a game my senior year of making it to the state championship, lost to Wright in the semifinals, and said it's not like they don't have a tradition there of Burns of having quality athletes on the court.
So Sean Martin has just, in a matter of seconds here, picked up 2 quick personals. Hunter Munson will come off the bench.
Ooh, pretty shot there from 3 by, let's see, that was the other Lerwick. That was Colston. That was 5. Freeburg.
Okay. Freeburg. There we go.
Really nice.
13-4. Yeah, I was busy making a correction in my book.
He didn't even catch iron with that one. He was shooting at the old net, so obviously you can't blame him. That's the one that's obviously got shots falling through it right now. But
yeah, I saw some of your L Trip boys were out there shooting when I got here this morning. They had that net warmed up. As that one dumped in deep, shot by Bryce Hanson, no good, but a whistle, and that is going to go against Pine Bluffs. That will be against Carl Fornstrom. That'll be his first. That'll send Bryce Hanson to the line. Nails the first shot.
Speaking of the L Trip guys, there's a crew of them sitting over in the corner watching this game right now.
Yeah. Hey, free basketball. That one rims out. So Hanson only able to make 1 out of 2, make it 13-5. Pine Bluffs. They bring it around. That's Freeburg to Lerwick. And you're going to get a travel down on the baseline. Gabe Federer was ready to go. He got it in the corner, and he was ready to drive the baseline and shuffle the feet. So on the turnover, it will go back to Pine Bluffs or go back to Burns. Pine Bluffs. And now again, there you go. There's that big floor. Medley trying the cross-court pass, and Burns is going to pick that one clean. There is a 3-pointer up and good. Justin Lerwick with his second.
He fired up after that one, too. Both of the threes he's hit, he's come out pumping his hand. He knows how much this rivalry means to him.
16-5. Pine Bluffs with the lead over Burns. They get it to Medley. Medley from the free throw line. Drives, now kicks it back. There's a shot up, no good by Hanson. And now the steal from behind. Munson picks it away. And Burns will get it back. Into Medley. Medley in the lane. Drives, turns, spins, shot up, no good. Gets his own rebound and a whistle.
Something I've noticed, too, you brought up the point in the girls' game, the 2 3-point lines. Pine Bluffs hasn't been affected by it. No. They've been shooting from the 20-foot line. Burns, almost everyone I've seen that they've taken has been from that second line. So that's something that might be an adjustment that they have to make at halftime.
Mason Medley from the charity stripe misses the first one.
Now, you cannot blame that one on me.
No, that one didn't even. That one got the front of the rim.
That's not my trash can lid.
No hope for that one. Medley's second shot is good. 16-6. The lead is 10 for the Pine Bluffs Hornets. They get it off to Federer. Federer, top of the key. Goes far side to Lerwick. That's Justin. And that pass is going to be picked off by Munson. He will drive and score.
This little surge here coming from Burns. They needed it in a bad way.
Cuts the lead down into single digits. It is 16-8. Federer with the basketball. I believe now, yeah, you're going to get Hunter Munson on that one. That'll be his first. I would say because that pass didn't go very far or very fast. It'll be Pine Bluff's ball side out on the far side. They get it in to Freeburg. Freeburg shot up, no good by Federer. Rebounded Pine Bluffs. Back to Federer. Back to Freeburg. Freeburg drives, dishes. Shot is good by Eli Curie and a whistle.
Well, no look pass there too coming from Freeburg. Great find on the low block and a great job of presenting himself on the low block by Curry. Especially when you're not necessarily a post.
Yeah. So Christian Getho gets the foul. And making the old-fashioned three, Eli Curie. That'll make it 19-8. Oshner brings it down for Pine Bluffs, gives it off to Medley, top of the key. Now he'll drop it for Hansen. Hansen back to Oshner. Oshner drives to the baseline, is going to be trapped, and then he will travel, drug the pivot foot.
He's discussing with the ref what he did, and he's kind of arguing his case, but I don't think you're going to win that one.
No. As Carson Freeburg comes in back into the ball game for Pine. As they'll get this one. Another Fornstrom. A shot up, no good at the buzzer. After 1 quarter of play, the Pepsi scoreboard showing Pine Bluffs 19, Burns 8. We're back after a 30-second timeout. You're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
Far from ordinary and very capable, the new 2025 Kia Seltos is here and ready to take you through any season in style. I'm AJ Miller with Kia of Cheyenne, and it's time to experience the many features of the 2025 Kia Seltos. An available powerful turbocharged engine, 8-speed automatic transmission, adaptive all-wheel drive to name a few. See the value for the money with the Kia Seltos at Kia of Cheyenne. Call 775-0123 or go to KiaofCheyenne.com and we'll make it easy.
RJ Fox, Caleb Bergraff back at the rack. Beautiful facility and free admission. Still got time to get out. Of course, we will pump the concession stands. I've seen some of the good-looking food. I've seen that popcorn.
It's delicious, man. I'm smelling some of it too right now.
I know it. I'm starting to get hungry, man. It's like past my dinner time by about an hour and a half.
I don't want to hear it, man. I had lunch today.
You had lunch?
I had lunch.
Wow.
And then I got to see all the nice food they had up in the Champions Lounge. Did you know that they make mini, what was it that I saw? Mini, oh geez, of course it's gonna be. It's the Gordon Ramsay dish. Mini Wellingtons up there.
Really?
Oh man, I told the catering server up there. I said, hey, save me a couple of those.
Oh sure, I'm bad. He's right on it.
A grazing table up there. That was not the thing I needed to go see at 5 o'clock.
No, probably not. Burns basketball to begin this second of quarter. It is 19-8. Back into the ball game. And shot up for three, no good by Chris. Pine Bluffs will comes out with it. Hornets with the basketball. Pass is going to be tipped, then taken away by Sean Martin. Martin, he'll drive, he'll put it up, won't go. And they're going to say travel? I believe so.
Picked it up a little bit too early, I guess.
Yep. So on the turnover, Pine Bluffs will get it back. Lerwick on the far side. That's Justin Lerwick. Comes near side to Schmidl. Schmidl back to Lerwick. Top of the key. Back to Schmidl on the elbow. Looking inside. Burns running a 2-3 zone or a 2-1-2 zone, and now you've got a foul out on top. They're going to give that one to Sean Martin. They did, and Sean Martin has collected his third personal. That's going to send Karsten Freeberg to the line. Makes his first.
And if you had told me what the scores would be a minute into the second quarter of both of these guys and girls games,
yeah,
I would have flipped the script on you. And I'm being proven wrong right now. Not that Pine's boys aren't better, but I mean, you would have expected the girls, with just the depth they have inside and the size they have, to kind of run away with that one. And right now it's the guys who are just, I mean, they're creating distance from Burns right now.
And they've got a bunch of it on the scoreboard, 22-8. As Burns brings it up, Medley. Airmailed one, intended for Dugan Kriz down in the corner. That one just about ends up at the exit door. So with the turnover, Pine Bluffs will get it back.
And Burns just not playing their game right now. And part of it, Pine, their length is causing Burns some issues.
Schmidl over to the far side to Freeberg. Now they'll reverse it back to Schmidl on the elbow. Into the middle to Biner. Down into the corner to Schmidl. Schmidl got it into Lerwick, and Travis Lerwick got an extra hand on the basketball there.
He knew he dribbled on that one. He took the power dribble, took his backward step, and then realized he didn't have the move, and instead of passing to reset, took a second dribble. And yeah, he was the first. I think he realized it before the official blew the whistle.
Pretty sure that'd be popping up on a LeBron James highlight somewhere along the line.
Man, you have got a vendetta with those guys at the two levels up.
Oh, yeah. You know what? And this is, I don't watch the NBA. I don't.
Yeah, not many can blame you sometimes.
Once Michael Jordan was gone, I quit watching.
Oh, come on. You had to at least stick around for the early 2000s. There was some good hooping going on there.
Yeah, some. Freeberg will get the easy bucket for Pine Bluffs, 24-8. Burns with the ball. Kriz with the drive. Now will have to kick it back out to Hansen. Hansen in the corner, trapped, is just going to put this one off the foot of Schmidl. No, I'll admit I was a big fan when Bird, Johnson, Jordan, through the 80s, early 90s.
I remember I grew up during the early D Wade, early Kobe or mid Kobe, Carmelo Anthony. There was some and early LeBron. I think early LeBron was not the same as current LeBron.
Mason Medley gets a nice turnaround 8-footer from inside the lane to make it 24-10.
LeBron in Cleveland first go around was very fun LeBron to watch.
Yeah, that was not bad.
But just about 2010, 2015, that era just kind of went, yeah.
Yeah, nowadays I don't watch. I'll watch NCAA. I'll watch March Madness.
NCAA is still the real deal. I still love that. And I'll still take college over the pros. And I'll say this, the new group of pros, now that you're starting to get a younger kind of age in there, I think there's some good role models for these high school kids to start emulating once you start getting to that.
At the line for Pine Bluffs, Colton Biner nails the first one.
You just got to kind of shift this Steph Curry, LBJ crew, kind of move them along a little bit. And then, by the way, the net is still around the gym, by the way, that we took down. One of the Burns fans is currently holding it in the doorway, draping it over his body like he just won the championship.
He's wearing it.
I was wondering what happened to it. I took it down. I handed it to somebody. I don't even know who I handed it to. I just kind of handed it to somebody, and
Mason Medley knocks another one home from in the lane. It's 25-12.
He's got a souvenir from El Trip.
Absolutely. He's packing it out the door, too.
Yep, just took off.
A three-pointer from Justin Lurwick will find the bottom of the basket. That is his third three-pointer. It is now 28-12.
Just stretching that lead right now.
Well, Pine Bluff's much better job of playing in space than Burns, and there's the drive by Medley, who was anticipating the contact a lot sooner than he got it, but is still going to collect the offensive foul. So the offensive charge, that is 3 on Medley.
He's got and it's a good substitute, not just because of the fouls. You can tell he's getting a little bit flustered as he subs out of the court.
Yeah, it is tough. He is the leading scorer for Burns.
Last thing you need is for him to also pick up a technical there, as he was starting to get a little bit, I don't think mouthy is the right word, but he was starting to kind of talk to the ref a little bit there, and as a coach, you just want to silence that a little bit and give him a chance to kind of say, okay, let's cool things down. Not cooling down is the three-point shooting of Pine Bluffs, though.
Yeah, Karsten Freeberg nailing one from the corner. That's his second three, and he is the leading scorer. He's got 14. Chris with the basketball. Dropping in to Jimbo. Back to Rucker. To Hansen. Through the hands of Jimbo. Rucker comes up with it. Tried to get it back to Jimbo. Going to be right through his hands again. And off to the races, but left it short on the reverse layup was Karsten Freeberg.
Stays Pine Bluffs ball.
Last touch by Burns.
Man, if you're the Bronx right now, obviously you're not going to get 19 points in the next blink of an eye in this one, but
no,
you do need to make some headway in this final 3:45 of the second quarter.
Genho, by the way, list him at 6'5". There's a drive up off the glass. Nice drive there by Chris to make it 31-14.
If I remember right, Genho's a sophomore?
Yeah, he's a sophomore and 6'5".
That's a guy to possibly keep your eye on for a couple years from now.
Yeah. There's a shot, rebound. Yenho with the rebound. He had leverage, took Schmidl right over his shoulder.
That was, what was it, John Cena's attitude adjustment right there?
I believe so, yeah. Schmidl will come up with the personal foul.
Shout out Royal Rumble.
That happened just a few days ago, didn't it?
That was on Saturday.
Saturday, yeah. 3:17 on the Pepsi scoreboard. Bronx with the basketball. Tried to get that one in again, and that one's going to be picked off. There's Federer. Into the corner, no look. Pass up, ball up, shot up. It's no good. There's the putback. That's no good. Again, a putback by Freeberg. That's no good. Gets it again. A whistle before that last shot.
It's not on Freeberg. That's going to be on the rebound, a box out on the backside. Oh, they do get Freeberg with it.
Yeah. So Karsten Freeberg with his second. Into the ball game will be Justin Lurwick. He'll replace Freeberg. And it'll be Burns basketball underneath the far end. That's Parker Oshner bringing it up for Burns. He'll drive, put up the shot, won't go, but the rebound and putback by Dugan Kriz will fit to make it 31-16. So basically, Pine Bluffs just kind of got off to a big lead, and now they're just kind of in cruise.
Yeah, no, that's something that can be dangerous. You always hear a 2-0 lead is one of the most dangerous leads in some sports, like soccer and hockey, and almost a 20-point lead in the first half can be kind of the same thing if you're the Hornets right now. You still have to keep that foot on the gas pedal and don't start settling for and they haven't yet, to be fair, but you got to keep making sure you're taking quality shots and running your game still. That's what's got you the 15-point lead right now.
Well, that pass went through the hands of Jace Golding. So Burns will come back with the basketball. Out on top of the key, Rucker. To Hansen, back to Rucker, to Hansen. Shot up from 15, won't go. Fight for the rebound. And Pine Bluffs will come up with it. They'll drop that one down. One-hand shot up, no good by Travis Lerwick. .130 to go. My scorebook keeps getting longer and longer and longer.
Burns going deep right now.
Yeah, as Tyler Kimsey, the one of the coaches, he's going deeper and deeper into the bench.
Well, I think right now, when you're down 15 in the first half, when you're down almost 20 in the first half at one point in time, you almost have to.
There is a three-pointer up and good. Parker Oshner.
First points for him in the game. That's not very often you see him a minute left in the game or in the first half getting his first points.
Yeah, I'm like 15 players deep on this roster right now. Justin Lerwick goes far side to Schmidl. Into the middle to Lerwick. There's a shot from about 10 feet, in, out, no good by Justin Lerwick. Pine Bluffs comes up with the basketball. Bryce Hansen. To Parker Oshner. Far side. Hansen looking for somebody. Finally gets a screen by Genho. Poked away from Oshner. He'll run it back down. 8 seconds. 7. Pine Bluffs running a man-to-man, and Burns going to have to get busy with 2 seconds here on the clock. There's a shot at the buzzer. Not even close. After 2 quarters of play, right now, Burns finding themselves on a short end of a stick. It is Burns 19, Pine Bluffs 31. We're back after a 2-minute timeout, a 2-minute break. You're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
Since 1992, I've taken quite a few of the Proetti family vehicles to have them serviced at Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. This is Larry Proetti from the Morning Pro Shop on KYOI-FM, inviting you to come to locally owned and operated Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service at 604 West Lincoln Way. I can tell you everything that needed to be serviced or fixed. John and his professional staff have been there to take care of those minor annoyances so they don't multiply into bigger problems. For example, regular oil changes, replacing a heating and air conditioning unit, shocks, windshield wipers, batteries, even replacing the bulbs in my headlights and my brake lights. But the most important feature at Cars is that John is a TechNet professional, which says he is one of the best and trusted in the country to do service on your vehicle. Open Monday through Friday. Stop by to 604 West Lincoln Way or call for an appointment at 632-0498. Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. Chick-fil-A at Windmill and Del Range serves up breakfast, lunch, and dinner each Monday through Saturday. And at Chick-fil-A, they don't have to stray from their menu. They're proud of what they do all the time. Chicken. Check them out online at CheyenneChicken.com and have them cater your next event. Use the convenient drive-thrus. Come inside or use the Chick-fil-A app to do your next order. Chick-fil-A at Windmill and Del Range. Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union is now offering a simple way to help make your money work for you. Meridian Trust will now pay 4% interest on their Max Rewards free checking accounts with balances up to $25,000 per month. Get all the details at mymeridiantrust.com or stop by your local Meridian Trust branch with 3 locations in Cheyenne. 4349 East Lincoln Way, 1602 East Prairie Avenue, and downtown at 2223 Warren Avenue. Right now is the perfect time to become a Meridian Trust member. Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union, where your deposits are safely insured by the NCUA. Be sure to stop in today.
She shoots. She scores. It's nothing but net. For your family dinner tonight at Two Doors Down. Two Doors Down is perfect for the active family with an expanded menu featuring Cheyenne's favorite gourmet burgers served with bottomless fries to your favorite platters, pastas, pizza, salads, a full kids menu, and much, much more. It's Two Doors Down. For a complete menu and specials, go to twodoorsdown.net. Two Doors Down, 118 East 17th Street. Flippin' great burgers since 2009.
Overnight stays, weekend getaways, or last-minute vacations. However you choose to get away, earn double rewards on your travel purchases with your Platte Valley Bank Rewards credit card. Earning is twice as nice on hotels, airlines, car rentals, and more, now through December 31st. As always, earn 1 point per dollar spent on everything else, plus no annual fee. Apply now at pvbank.com and start earning double today.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC. Subject to credit approval, certain restrictions apply. Special offer only valid on consumer rewards credit card.
Page Lane at Number One Properties is a tremendous supporter of our local student athletes and extends sincere best wishes during the season to our local and county high schools. Page is extremely proud to be a member of our great community. So when buying or selling your property, the one name people have trusted through the years to take care of your personal needs and desires for your home is Page Lane at Number One Properties, including making sure that all I's are dotted and T's are crossed. And most importantly, Page is thankful for your referrals too. Talk with Page Lane today at Number One Properties.
RJ Fox, Caleb Bergrat back at the rack at LCCC, where at the half it is Pine Bluffs out in front of the Burns Bronx 31-19. Let's go to your high school scoreboard for boys basketball. Games actually on Tuesday, Kelly Walsh defeated Riverton 42-37. It was St. Stephen's over Washakie 75-67. Lusk defeated Douglas 50-33. Now games tonight in 4A. Green River is at Jackson at 7:30. In 3A, Rollins will take on Glen Rock at 7 o'clock. In 2A, Wyoming Indian at Shoshone, and then Tongue River at Bighorn. In 1A, Meeteetse will take on Burlington. Interclass, of course, you've got this matchup here with Burns and Pine Bluffs. The other one is Riverside is at Grable. Now, tomorrow, Thunder Basin will be at Cheyenne South, that game at 7 o'clock. Campbell County at Cheyenne Central, that game at 7:30. Sheridan will be at Cheyenne East at 7:30. Star Valley and Rock Springs will hook up at 7:30. Kelly Walsh at Evanston. Riverton is at Natrona. In 3A, these Burns Bronx will be back in action as they will be taking on Newcastle in a conference game, 6 o'clock. And then Lovell will take on Pinedale at 7. Cody Mountain View, Douglas at Rollins. Warland is at Lander. Powell at Lyman. Wheatland is at Buffalo. 2A action. You got Kimmer at Shoshone, Moorcroft at Sundance. Thermopolis at Big Piney. Wyoming Indian at Wind River. Tongue River is at Rocky Mountain. So that's kind of what your schedule looks like for high school basketball across the state. So, got some dandies, especially in the 4A. As this time of year, Caleb, you're getting into the meat of that conference schedule, and that means every game, every game counted, but every game really counts now.
No, definitely, and even if you're the team that's trying to scrape in, and Burns fans, I think they're the ones that can attest to this the most. All it takes is getting into the picture, because you remember 2 years ago, they were below 500, qualified for the state tournament, and end up walking away with their first state title.
Yeah, and then you make a run. All you got to do is get hot at the right time, right?
That's what it is in high school sports. It's kind of the beauty of high school sports. It can be frustrating because sometimes you feel like the regular season doesn't matter as much if you can win the regional tournament because everybody qualifies for it. But on the same side of things, it does make it so you really, like you said, you get down to this point in time, February becomes such an important month.
It'll be Pine Bluffs basketball to begin this third quarter of play. They come out with the same five that started the ball game. Schmidl will hand this one off to Freeberg. Freeberg into the lane, drops it off for Justin Lerwick, and Lerwick will pad his stats with another bucket.
Back to business as usual for Pine Bluffs, the way it was for most of that third quarter or first half.
Medley will try the 15-footer. That is going to go in and out. Rebounded by Pine Bluffs and then taken right back away by Burns. Martin gives it off to Medley. Medley into the corner. They swing it around to Kriz. There's a shot for three, and Kriz will put that one in.
Mentioned it. If you were Burns, your goal at halftime was cut it back down to around 10. They did that. Now you've put it down. You've answered back to the bell on a couple of early baskets by Pine Bluffs. Now Pine Bluffs turns it over again. The Hornets are the ones that are going to start feeling some pressure here towards this next 4 minutes. Yeah. If you can keep applying it, if you're Burns.
You got to keep applying it. That's the trick. Now Pine Bluffs back on the defensive end. As Martin brings it down for Burns, goes far side. Now we'll bring it back to Hansen. Hansen out on the elbow to Medley. Medley, top of the key, drives into the lane, gives it out. There is a three-pointer up, no good by Munson. And again, the rebound to Pine Bluffs. Down quickly is Freeberg. Freeberg gives it out to Schmidl. Schmidl, they'll swing it around, drop it in. A nice about a 10-foot shot from the baseline. That one is good. Colton Biner.
It was a pretty little play there. To get when Pine Bluffs runs their offense, they are tough to beat.
Martin with the basketball for Burns, drives into a crowd and is going to get a whistle.
The only time that you're in trouble if you're Pine Bluffs is really when you let Burns dictate the defensive tempo.
The tempo, that's it, yeah. So Schmidl will draw his second for Pine Bluffs. It'll be Burns' ball.
And that's where Burns has done such a good job. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Now there's Hansen. There's a shot for three. Up, no good by Kriz. Rebounded out by Pine Bluffs. And that's where Pine Bluffs has really done the job. Burns has got one and done.
Yep. And Burns, they've hit some threes there to get themselves back into it, but they cannot rely on the three-point basket.
There's a drive down the lane. Justin Lerwick up with the left hand and good to make it 22-37.
And I'd like to see Medley. I mean, I know he's an outside guy, but I'd like to see him posting up a little bit more. Because if he does it just like that, now that's not on him on that turnover. He throws the ball. He's got an open man that it goes kind of through his hands.
Yeah, went right through the hands of Hunter Munson.
But him in the high post, Medley in the high post, can do so much more than him working outside of the three-point line.
I think so.
He's a great distributor as a big man. He's not quite Jokic, but he's a poor man's Jokic.
There you go. Pine Bluffs, there's a shot up for three, no good. Rebound is going to be grabbed by Martin. Martin tried to throw it ahead to Kriz. Kriz thought it was intended for the coach. Coach didn't want it either, and Pine Bluffs will get it right back. Top of the key, Lerwick, drive, shot, up, blocked. And Pine Bluffs going to give this one up as running the length of the floor will be Dugan Kriz. He will lay it up and in. Kriz now with 9 to make it 37-24.
He's been a nice pairing feature out there with Medley.
Freeberg gives it off to Schmidl. Schmidl. There you go, he just hand it off to the guy who knows how to shoot. That's Karsten Freeberg. Misses the three, fight for the rebound and a whistle.
Talk about fighting for the rebound. That was it's a good thing for Burns that Pine Bluffs got called out of bounds on that play, because Pine Bluffs had 4 people closer to that ball than all but 2 Broncos.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was because the Broncos have gotten used to trying to get out in transition, which normally you say is a good thing, but you can't have 3 guys trying to get out in transition because that leaves the offensive rebound there.
It does. Again, the full court pressure from Pine Bluffs. Burns breaks it, and getting the easy bucket will be Dugan Kriz, and he will get it down to an 11-point ball game, 37-26.
Back-to-back buckets by Kriz. As I said, he's a nice little feature that goes well with Medley.
Federer with the basketball for Pine Bluffs. Swings it around at the free throw line. That's Schmidl, and you got a whistle.
Tell you this, too, for Medley, I like the fact that he's not trying to force the shot right now in this second half because he has not scored since the first quarter. He's still stuck at 7.
Jace Franzen, rather, collects the personal for Burns. And Pine will get it back as a drive, a shot up by Fornstrom. Shot's not any good, but that again will get the foul as Dugan Kriz will pick up his first. Headed to the line for Pine Bluffs will be Cade Fornstrom. And a timeout on the floor with 4:05 to go on the Pepsi scoreboard, 37-26, Pine Bluffs with the lead. We're back in 30. You're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
At First Tier Bank, we strive to keep it simple. We offer great rates on a variety of CDs, and we don't make you open other accounts or be a new customer or use your debit card 12 times a month or have a direct deposit to get them. We leave that nonsense to the new big green bank in town or some colorful credit union. At First Tier, we simply invite you to come on in and call either of our 2 Cheyenne locations and get a great rate on a CD that fits your needs. Simple, the way it should be. First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, or 18th and Cary in downtown Cheyenne. Member FDIC.
Pepsi scoreboard showing 4:05 to go, third quarter. As the Bronx have kind of whittled into the lead a little bit, 26-37. The lead is 11. And Pine Bluff still going like 15 deep here on the roster.
Burns, meanwhile, they sent me a roster of only 10, so...
Yeah, that's about all they got. They got 5 on the floor, and they got 5 on the bench. So Pine Bluffs, in the meantime, Cade Fornstrom leaves that first one short. Does nail the second one. 26-38. The lead is a dozen. Medley brings it up for Burns. Gives it off near side to Kriz. Kriz on the elbow, back to Medley. Top of the key. Drives to the free throw line. Drives into some heavy traffic. Ball's knocked away, taken away. As Federer will come out with it. He'll give it off to Schmidl. And that ball is going to be knocked out of bounds. I believe you're going to get a whistle here. Yep. Colby, or rather that foul, is third team foul. Pine Bluffs back with the basketball. Freeberg drives, has it knocked loose. Pine Bluffs inbounds underneath their own end. Get it to Freeberg. Freeberg drives to the free throw line, then will kick it out. They'll circle it around. Federer to Fornstrom. Back to Freeberg. Freeberg has it tipped away, taken away, knocked out of bounds, but they're going to say last touch by Burns. Freeberg triggers it into Schmidl. Schmidl dishes, shot up, no good, but there you're going to get the putback by Colton Biner to make it 40-26. Lead at 14. Kriz swings it around to Oshner. Oshner, top of the key, looking for somebody. Finally dumps it into the middle to Genho. Genho back out to Hansen. Hansen in the corner. Now we'll dribble it out on top. Spin, gives it to Genho. Genho looking for somebody. Finally finds Oshner. Back to Genho on a nice give and go. And Christian Genho gets 2 points. he's going to be, the next couple of years, he's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
No, so he continue. The biggest thing he's missing right now is strength.
Yeah, as they say, feed that boy a hamburger. As a shot up from Pine Bluffs, no good. Rebound is going to be grabbed by Kriz. Kriz working against the double team.
As somebody else who got stuck with the growth spurt from freshman and sophomore year, they're feeding them hamburgers. Trust me, it's just not going to the muscle.
I know it. A guy that big takes a lot of hamburgers. A couple of three-pointers there, no good. Yenho comes up with the last rebound, and
kind of stumbling backwards.
Yep, and you're going to get a travel.
No, he's not growing wide. He's growing tall. Like every one of those hamburgers is adding about a centimeter to his height. That's the problem. And his parents are probably looking, going like, man, can we just? Yeah. How do we buy pants that just we can extend at the bottom? Like
you need a zipper on that thing.
My mom used to have the same problem. I was telling somebody else, I went through about 5 different pairs of pants when I was like from freshman year to sophomore year. And it wasn't because I was wearing them out.
No.
Each one was a different size.
Yeah, they just kept getting longer and longer and longer.
And it's not easy to find 26 36s at Walmart. You can't find those there.
Can't find those there. You got to go to someplace else.
That's special order.
Pine Bluffs with the basketball, $1:23 to go here in the third, as there will be a drive to the baseline, shot up and good. Cade Thornstrom now with 3 to make it 42-28.
In fact, I would venture to gamble he's probably one of the kids that probably shows up to school in shorts in the wintertime.
Yeah, because you don't own a pair of pants that go all the way down.
They used to be pants. Now they're shorts. No, but as we're talking about, once he kind of fills into that size, all joking aside, he's
going to be a load.
Oh man, you talk about the youth on this Burns team going back to it. They have a ton of freshmen and sophomores.
You can see that. He's got the frame.
Yes. And you look at his muscles on his legs too. He's filling out down there. It's just get him into the weight room, get him working some bench press, get him working the upper body a bit, pull-ups and the like. And he's going to be Medley 2.0, and that's going to be a very impressive version of Medley.
Brady Freeberg with the three-pointer for Pine Bluffs to make it 45-28, 27 seconds to go here on the Pepsi scoreboard in the third quarter. Medley into the middle, will dish this one out, three-pointer up and good. Bryce Hansen.
Bright lights, bright moment, and they're exposing both sides are the deep openings.
Yeah. There's a drive shot up, no good by anybody. And with 3 seconds to go, it'll be Pine Bluffs Burns basketball.
Smart job by Genho, just letting that ball go out of bounds. Yeah. Good box out.
Absolutely. Burns to get it to Martin. Martin, 3/4, new. After 3, it is a 14-point lead for the Pine Bluffs Hornets. Hornets 45, Bronx 31, back with the fourth and final quarter after a 30-second timeout. You're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
Power your adventures with the all-electric 2024 Subaru Solterra. It has the rugged versatility of standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and 8.3 inches of ground clearance. It's the most advanced Subaru ever with our latest safety technology and zero emissions. The 2024 Subaru Solterra. Love is now electric. The all-new Subaru Solterra with prices starting at $46,340. See dealer for details.
Come in now for the Subaru A Lot of Love event. Experience the holiday difference at Holiday Subaru.
R.J. Fox, Caleb Bergraff back at the rack, LCCC. I fixed the bumper music. Did you notice that?
I did notice that. You got some jams on there, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I added some, cleaned it all out, reloaded it, got rid of all the duplicates. Made Larry happy.
Hey, you know what? It's not going to complain. My only complaint is my basketball players. They walked in at halftime of this game. You want to know what they missed? My heroics.
Yeah.
I looked at them and I even went. I went to the TV station. I said, "Did you get me? Did you get the moment?" And I went to the newspaper and I said, "I know what your first headline is going to be. After a delay saved by the SID."
Absolutely. And you know what? We've got it on camera. Yes, we do.
I'm stealing that, and I'm stealing the round of applause. There are going to be some friends that are going to get that video and say, hey, I'm a hero.
We got YouTube.
I am bragging about that all week long. That is going to be my moment.
It is Burns Bronx basketball to begin this fourth and final quarter of play. 31-45. Burns. Martin out on the elbow, looking inside. Finally gets Hanson at top of the key. Hanson will put it up, and Pine Bluffs will come up with the rebound. Down in a hurry.
Good-looking shot. Just good defense getting into his face.
Freeburg, he'll put it up for three. That won't go. Rebound is going to be put back up and in. Colton Biner. Burns shot up for three, no good. Rebound knocked around, volleyballed around. Pine Bluffs will finally come back up with it. As again, Biner with the shot from behind. Shots blocked. Martin is going to be fouled. Karsten Freeburg may have a point here. Freeburg is saying, hey, he's the one who's going to get the foul because he bumped into Martin, but yeah, Martin double dribble. I guess. It's a 16-point lead here with 6:58 to go. Burns with the basketball. Kriz for three. Count it.
Like I said, Burns, they're living and dying by the three, and the second half it's been able to keep them in the game, but they need an inside presence right now.
There's a shot up from three. Pine Bluffs, no good. Rebound. Here comes Kriz with the basketball. Tapped away, taken away from behind by Freeburg. He'll drive, put up the reverse layup, and count it. And a whistle. Hunter Munson will get his second. Freeburg will go to the line, chance for the old-fashioned three, nails it. I fully expect this Pine Bluffs team to make a state title, or to make the state tournament.
Oh, absolutely.
If they do not, it will be a huge shock. Timeout on the floor with 6:27 to go on the Pepsi scoreboard, 50-34, 16-point Pine Bluffs lead. We're back in 30. You're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
Community is caring. Hi, this is Bobby Jo McGraw, and at Platte Valley Bank, not only do we provide a variety of financial services, we also provide leadership and volunteer time to support many community activities. We give our time, talent, and resources to help local organizations that have an impact on our friends and neighbors. Together, we can make a difference. Platte Valley Bank, you belong here.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC.
R.J. Fox, Caleb Burgraff at the rack. LCCC.
The remodeled rack.
A remodeled rack.
I'll tell you what, the amount of people sticking around for this right now, too, says the fans have enjoyed it here, too.
Oh, yeah. Pine Bluffs ball coming out of the break. As they'll get it into Freeburg. Freeburg, he'll drive it in the lane, put up the 5-footer, good. Karsten Freeburg with 19. Martin on the elbow, brings it back around top to Hanson. Hanson now goes far side to Kriz. Kriz looking for somebody, tried to do a screen and roll, but Martin is loose underneath, and that will work just as well. Sean Martin got loose of the defense, and will get the uncontested two. Federer with the basketball. Drives, dishes, gives it off to Biner. Biner back around to Schmidl. Schmidl will drive, shot up, no good. Rebound by Lerwick. His shot's no good, and a whistle. Now, is that on Martin or is that on Medley? That is on Sean Martin. That is number 4.
And
Pine Bluff's done a pretty good ball game. They have taken Martin right out of the ball game.
Martin and Medley as well.
Yeah.
I mean, those are two players. Medley started off, I think he had 7 of the first 12 or 10 points for Burns. And
he started off hot, yeah.
He's stuck at 7.
He's still stuck at 7.
And that's not against Tate. He's been putting in the effort. It's just good defense around him.
Missed them both, but the rebound is going to be grabbed and put back up in by Sean Smittle. 54-36. Burns, Martin on the elbow on the far side. Gives it off to Franzen. Franzen to Medley. Medley. Backdoor cut to Martin. Martin is hammered on his way to the basket. That's going to be on Travis Lerwick, his first. Headed to the line for Burns, Sean Martin. Missed the first one. As more wholesale substitutions in for Pine Bluffs. Martin's second shot is good. 54-37. As Pine Bluffs breaks the press, and Travis Lerwick with the easy hoop.
Does that count as a dunk? It was close.
You got to get at least to the wrist above the rim, I think, before it counts.
That's fair. I think he got fingertips on the way down, but
I look more like a Wilt Chamberlain finger roll. As they get it into Medley, and Medley finally gets off the schneid and now has 9. And now you're going to get a blocking foul here on Medley.
That was close.
It was.
Medley's been putting in the effort, but I think you're just seeing the Burns Bronx just running a little bit out of steam right now. And you're seeing Pine Bluff. You talk about the depth in the 15 players versus the 10 players.
Right.
You're starting to see Pine Bluffs just getting downhill with just energy that has been saved on the bench because of the depth they've been able to go into.
So that's 4 on Medley. And Pine Bluffs off the inbounds play. Loops it up and in as Curie will get an easy bucket out of the inbounds play. 58-39. 19-point edge. Burns with the basketball. The drive by Kriz, and he'll be fouled on his way to the hoop. Gabe Federer. That's his first. It just seems like Pine Bluffs has had a lot of fouls, but they have.
Yeah.
But they've spread it over 15 guys.
Very much so. It's that depth that they've got, and it's not even guys that are making huge contributions. I mean, look, they got 1 point for Federer, you got 2 points for another player. You got a lot of guys that haven't even scored in there, but they know their role so well.
Yeah.
And they're still threats because they do make a basket here and there. You can't forget about them.
And they eat up minutes.
Absolutely, and I think that's something.
As a turnover, Pine Bluffs turns it right back over. A shot up again by Kriz on the break, but a whistle.
I think that's something that is very hard for a player to do. So I always like to praise the players that do it, is understand that, hey, you may only be averaging 1, 2, 3 points a game this season, but those 1, 2, or 3 points, they may not, in a game like this, 58 points, seems like my 1 or 2 points didn't make a difference in this game.
Yeah, but you played some defense, maybe got a rebound.
And not even that, but by scoring those 1 or 2 points, you present yourself as an option. It's kind of like in football. All you got to do is catch one pass.
Right.
And all of a sudden the defense has to cover you out there because they know you're a threat.
Got to pay attention.
And that opens up the main guy that's going to catch the 10 passes that much more. Same thing here. I mean, if you're Freebird, you're not going to be as open through the course of a game for threes, for twos, and for the drives if people know that it's just you and one other guy on the team.
Right. So for Burns, what they're doing now is that was a quick foul there by Oshner. By the looks of it, they're going to try and now timeout Pine Bluffs, but it looks like they're going to try to at least get it where they're going to put Pine Bluffs into the bonus, make them shoot free throws so they can get the basketball back.
That's going to be tough. They got a couple players with 4 fouls already.
So, yeah, we'll keep it in for a minute as this lead 58-41, 17 points for Pine Bluffs. And again, for the umpteenth time, to remind everyone that tomorrow night we've got more high school basketball. It is Cheyenne Central and Campbell County.
Those will be good games.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
I had a really hard time because we had choices.
You did.
We did. We had choices. I mean, it was either Central and Campbell County, or East and Sheridan. So for the away, you got to kind of pick who you follow, because you want to do like one East game, one Central game. You want to give them equal. But who do you follow? Do you follow Sheridan? Do you follow Campbell County? Pine Bluffs ball out of the break, as there is a drive right down the left side. Justin Lerwick will get the deuce to make it 60-41, and here we are at a 19-point edge. Kriz with the basketball into Medley. Medley hands it off to Oshner. Oshner will step back at the three-point line, dumps it back to Medley. Medley from the 5-foot line will make it go. Medley now with 11. Pine Bluffs with the basketball. So they get it up to Schmidl. So if you're Pine Bluffs, you just say, okay, let's just like run the offense and not shoot a whole bunch.
Yeah, no, you're looking at, as coaches will say, run the play 3 times and finish at the very end.
Right. So that three-pointer that was just launched by Schmidl, probably not a good idea. But coming back with the basketball, the rebound, the putback was Karsten Freeberg. And he gets 2 more.
On this side, it is your rivals out there on the other side of the court. I mean, there's a part of you that also says, hey, we're up by 19.
We could be up by 22.
Let's find the saber a little bit here.
You bet. As Medley lost it, Pine Bluffs comes back with it. And on the break, Justin Lerwick will make him pay to make it 64-43.
And give Burns some credit. For about 2.5 quarters there, while they weren't able to really cut it back to single digits, they did level things out. They played right with Pine Bluffs. After the initial kind of punches they took, they found themselves down. You got to remember, it was like 31-12 early on in this one. And then Burns cut it back to 10, 11, and that, I think, is something as a coach you got to go back with this team and say, hey, at the very end of this game, things kind of got away from us again, but with our short bench and with what we had to do to climb back into it, if we get off to a better start against teams that are going to, and this is one of the best teams you're going to play all year most likely till the postseason, if we get off to a better start, we are back into these contests.
Eli Curie got the foul. Kriz got the old-fashioned 3, got the layup and the free throw.
How about
as Kriz has really popped loose here in the second half.
19 points in the game.
Yeah.
On the other side, Freeberg with 22.
Pine Bluffs with the basketball. And now you got just a gaggle of folks over there, and the ball is going to be whistled timeout, Pine Bluffs. Yeah. It was like, they had all kinds of trap action going there right after, right past half court. 64-46 with 1:50 to go on the Pepsi scoreboard. We'll take a timeout as well. Back in 30. You're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
Chick-fil-A at Windmill and Delrange serves up breakfast, lunch, and dinner each Monday through Saturday. And at Chick-fil-A, they don't have to stray from their menu. They're proud of what they do all the time. Chicken. Check them out online at CheyenneChicken.com and have them cater your next event. Use the convenient drive-thrus, come inside, or use the Chick-fil-A app to do your next order. Chick-fil-A at Windmill and Delrange.
Jay Fox and Caleb Berggraf.
I've been betrayed.
Caleb,
I found that out.
Caleb is crushed. because our camera was not pointed far enough to the right and missed his moment of glory changing the net out.
Camera crew let me down.
Yeah, sorry. There's a three-pointer up by Pine Bluffs, no good. Rebound, Burns.
We're going to have to go find security footage.
So here we go, yeah. You got security cams in here? Maybe you can get one of those. I don't know. Three-pointer up, no good. Pine Bluffs comes up with the basketball.
We do have great video of me carrying a ladder.
You do. It is outstanding. All the way down the court.
Oh, my goodness,
There's
man.
a shot up, no good. Put back blocked by Gendo. That one kind of felt sorry there for Jace Golding. Thought he was going to get a bucket, but no.
I'll have to email Casey over at the TV station now. He said he caught it, so I'm going to have to email him for my footage.
There you go. Maybe you can put it on the 10 o'clock news.
That's what I was hoping for, man. The AD for Burns said, hey, do it. So
yeah,
had the powerful guys on my side.
There's a turnover. Burns finally forces on, and a reverse layup by Hansen, not very close. So you're going to get a fast break the other way as Curry will knock that one home to make it a 20-point edge here with 30 seconds on the Pepsi scoreboard. Stay tuned to the post-game show. Going to give you all the scores. This is going to be a fairly quick post-game show.
Juicy tidbits.
Well, yeah.
I'll tell you what, for the delay, it's still run about on schedule.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, if you think about it, first game went at 5:30, so this one game started at 7.
Supposed to start at 7. The women's game ended at 6:58. So the fact we're only 30 minutes behind with about a good solid 10-minute extra delay.
Extra stuck in there.
Is not bad.
To the consternation of our board crew.
True.
Who was gentlemanly tapping me on the shoulder going, hey, I need a bathroom break.
Dougie, I was working as fast as I could.
So I thought, hey, I'll play a couple of songs. We'll play a couple of songs and give Doug a chance to go.
Got to take care of the board ops, man. We're not on air without them.
That's true. 19 seconds to go as Pine Bluffs got this one well in hand. There's a nice reverse layup as Ryan Morin will get his name in the scorebook.
See if Oshner can end this with a nice shot.
3-2, and not even going to put it up. That will be the ball game.
That's a class. I'll say that's classy by Oshner. That's showing somebody who realizes that, hey, not going to make a difference in the end of this one. Let's just walk to the timeout huddle without having any type of. I mean, there's
no 22-point shots.
This is a rivalry with respect.
Yeah.
There's intensity on the court, but that shows to me that these are kids that understand. Hey, this is my neighbor next door down the street.
You got to think about it, man. These kids, they got to know each other. I mean, the towns are not that far away.
Oh, no.
So your final score on the Pepsi scoreboard, Pine Bluff 68, Burns 46. We'll be back. We'll check the final numbers and wrap this one up from the rack at LCCC. Back in 2 minutes. You're listening to and watching high school basketball on 1480 K-Ray.
Since 1992, I've taken quite a few of the Proetti family vehicles to have them serviced at Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. This is Larry Proetti from the Morning Pro Shop on KYOI-FM, inviting you to come to locally owned and operated Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service at 604 West Lincoln Way. I can tell you everything that needed to be serviced or fixed. John and his professional staff have been there to take care of those minor annoyances so they don't multiply into bigger problems. For example, regular oil changes, replacing a heating and air conditioning unit, shocks, windshield wipers, batteries, even replacing the bulbs in my headlights and my brake lights. But the most important feature at Cars is that John is a TechNet professional, which says he is one of the best and trusted in the country to do service on your vehicle. Open Monday through Friday. Stop by to 604 West Lincoln Way or call for an appointment at 632-0498. Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union is now offering a simple way to help make your money work for you. Meridian Trust will now pay 4% interest on their Max Rewards free checking accounts with balances up to $25,000 per month. Get all the details at mymeridiantrust.com or stop by your local Meridian Trust branch with 3 locations in Cheyenne. 4349 East Lincoln Way, 1602 East Prairie Avenue, and downtown at 2223 Warren Avenue. Right now is the perfect time to become a Meridian Trust member. Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union, where your deposits are safely insured by the NCUA. Be sure to stop in today.
In the last week of July, you'll find the superstars of rodeo at Cheyenne Frontier Days. The world's top cowboys, cowgirls, buck and broncs, and toughest bulls. Grab your hat, pull on your boots, and join in the Cowboys' favorite rodeo. Rodeo tickets on sale now. Cheyenne Frontier Days, the wildest ride in the West.
Burgraff back at the rack at LCCC, where it has been an enjoyable evening. What a great place to take in some high school basketball as the Burns Broncs and Pine Bluffs Hornets matched up for a pair. The Pine Bluffs Lady Hornets getting off with the 45-43 win in game one. And here in this one, it was all Pine Bluffs pretty much from start to finish as they get the 68-46 victory. For the Burns Broncs, who now fall to 3-14 on the season, Parker Oshner finished with 3, Bryce Hansen with 4, Hunter Hansen with 2, Mason Medley with 11, Sean Martin with 5, Kristen Genho with 2. Dugan Kriz finishes with 19 to lead the Burns Broncs in scoring. For the Pine Bluffs Hornets, boy, they had a couple of players. First of all, Justin Lorwick finished with 17. Karsten Freeberg finished with 21. After that, you got Eli Curie with 7, Brady Freeberg with 3, Sean Smittle with 2, Ryan Morin with 2, Colton Biner with 7, Travis Lorick with 4, Gabe Federer with 1, and Cade Pornstrom finished with 3 points. Again, we want to remind you, coming up tomorrow night, we've got more high school basketball headed your way, as we will be at Cheyenne Central High School for the Indians and the Camels of Campbell County. And then on Saturday afternoon, we'll be at the Thunderdome in Cheyenne East as they'll be hosting the Campbell County Camels. And that one, again, game times there are 1 and 2:30. Tomorrow, game times are 6 and 7:30, so join us for those. We want to thank our great sponsors, of course, Affordable Computer Repair, MHP LLP, Chick-fil-A, Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union, Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service, Page Lane at Number 1 Properties, Two Doors Down, Flat Valley Bank, The Gill Window Company, Fat Boys Tire and Auto, Burns Insurance Agency, First Tier Bank, Wyoming Department of Transportation, Kia of Cheyenne, Cheyenne Frontier Days, Cheyenne Regional Medical Center, Halliday Subaru in Motor City, and FNBO. And, of course, we want to welcome our new scoreboard sponsor, the fine folks of Pepsi of Cheyenne. For our crew back at the 1480 K-Ray Studios, Larry for starting us off, Doug for wrapping it up, and, of course, my play-by-play partner here at the rack at LCCC, Caleb Burgraff. I'm RJ Fox. We now send it back to regular programming on 1480 K-Ray.